What's up, y'all? What's up? This is the Good Samaritan Show. This is your host, Mr. Kevin Jerome, aka KJ Stansel. This is Tracy Niblet. What's happening, Tracy? Hope you're all doing well today. We are trying to be mindful of the time today because we got a gang of stuff to talk about, and I mean a gang of stuff to talk about. And Tracy, I know I told you last week this is gonna be your week. So y'all gonna hear from Tracy quite a bit tonight. We ain't gonna let her go this time. She gotta speak a little bit more. But please forgive me. I have been down. This congestion / whatever this mess is has ruptured comfortability by bounds and leaps. But you know, we're gonna be okay. We all right. Just gotta keep it pushing, you know. Best time to do these shows is when you don't want to. That's when things end up happening to be a little bit better than what you anticipated. Lord knows if I could stay in the bed and just not talk, I would do it. But we're here tonight, so hope y'all are well. Trying to close all these. I don't know why you ever keep a bunch of apps open in your phone?
Yeah.
And your phone be moving like
right.
Doing a little Kim. Like, I don't want to be doing that. But anyway, Tracy, how you been this week?
This week has been a great week. Yeah, it's been a good one.
Okay, all right. Happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. We had a good week too. Some challenges. I got some stuff going on that it's really, I didn't put this in the comments or in the description of what the show is, but we're gonna talk about it at some point. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. I'm kind of, okay, there we go. It's kind of locked up. Anyway, all right, y'all. We here today. We're gonna talk. Of course, y'all know the other people will be here very shortly. You know, we don't wait on them. They get here when they get here, but we're here today. So Tracy and I are gonna start this off.
Yes, we are.
And we're gonna get right to it. So let's go right to what the hottest topic has been for the last, I would have to say, maybe 3 or 4 days. 3 days probably. These ports being shut down.
What?
You ain't know?
Mm-mm.
You ain't know about the ports where the boats and stuff bring all the materials and all that stuff? Oh, Tracy.
I know.
You finding out about that today?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so you'll still have something to say about it, I'm sure. So what's been going on is all of the ports in the United States have been on strike. So they went on strike to say that they're basically tired of being overworked and underpaid. One specific shoreman who was given pretty much a huge platform basically said that when COVID happened, you know, the shoremen were not off work while everybody else's departments were shutting down. Everybody was working from home and doing all this other stuff. The guys that work on the big ships and the tankers and stuff, they never stopped working. So he basically said that there were a lot of shoremen that died from COVID and that died from, you know, disease and stuff like that. You know, while everybody else was wearing masks and trying to be careful and using Lysol and all this other stuff, they didn't have that option. You know, they were still working. And so a lot of people died. A lot of people, you know, went through certain things in that area. But he also said that he just wants to be paid for that time. Okay. You know, he wants to be paid for that. You know, he lost their families while we were up here trying to be careful and keeping everybody. These shoremen were on boats getting phone calls that their families had passed away. You know, they didn't come back home after being on the water for so many months and, you know, get to see their wives or their sons or their daughters, you know. Like I said, some of them who were on the boats, they actually passed away. And this shoreman said, if you think the White House can mess stuff up, try us. Right. Because if we go on strike, the car salesman, he loses his job.
It's a lot.
You know, the lumber guys that work in lumber in the field of, you know, wood and all that, they lose their job. certain medications that we use, we're not getting them because they come from other countries. They lose, he said, if you think the White House can mess stuff up, try us. And so I think one of the biggest things about that is we were looking at the fact that, everybody's necessary. It's not just the White House that's calling the shots. If these shoremen go on strike, we don't get no food. But have you noticed now? I just told you everything that's going on, right? But have you noticed that all this stuff is happening and the election is right around the corner?
Right.
Like literally around the corner.
Right.
And I think a lot of what's going on is stemming from people's awareness of the fact that we're getting ready to see history all over again.
True.
We had a black president and he served 2 terms. Now we got a half black lady coming in here and who knows how many terms she gonna serve. I just feel like a lot of this stuff that's going on now is just to get us ready for something epic to happen. And I'm still watching. I'm looking at Israel, man, and I believe it was Iraq that went over and just started bombing that place, like just tearing it up. There was hundreds of missiles in the air, just hitting whatever it was, pointed towards. So it's a lot going on. So what you think about that?
I know for myself that I work in electronics, mainstream. Work in electronics. I play music. I work in electronics, mainstream. So there's parts that we get that you could normally get for maybe 50 cents, 25 cents a part. We're selling for, I'm talking 150 when COVID was going on, because the ships, things were backed up and you couldn't get things like
Absolutely
you could. So when that stuff was going on, like you said, we were able to not work if we felt uncomfortable working. We didn't have to work. And I have to be honest enough to say my job did not shut down at all. I have my own opinion about that. Probably shouldn't say it on live. Anyway, but they did not shut down. Those gentlemen, and maybe some ladies too, I don't know, that worked on those ships, that is a lot, because the things that you handle, things that you touch, all of that stuff is coming from somewhere, from some people who are contaminated. And so you got all of that stuff going on with contamination. And like you said, their loved ones passing away from COVID, and probably some of them passing away as well from COVID and things of that nature. So that's a lot. I am in favor of them getting paid for that time, because that was a time to have to work through. That was a time to have to actually received a letter on my job. They handed us out, printed out letters, that if you get stopped by anyone and they say, why are you out? Why are you doing what you do? You hand them this letter, and this letter says that you are some sort of a worker. I forgot the name that they use now. And you have the right to be out. There was a point, where you could go to work, maybe the store, but you couldn't do a whole lot else, And so, I'm in favor for them getting paid for that, because that was a rough time. That was a tough time, And so I see nothing.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that that were affected by COVID, so much so to where houses were lost. Credit was jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Because they weren't working, so it was hard for them to get money to pay their credit cards off, and the credit card companies cared not.
Right.
They did not care. They was like, "Oh, we're sorry, man. We hope you work it out," and they just sent right to the bureaus. Okay, well, he didn't pay his bill, and I just feel like that was unfair, because it wasn't like I'm giving you excuses. The whole world is being affected by this.
Right.
And you guys did nothing. You did nothing. You did nothing to help people out. You didn't do anything. You just basically went about business like business was. Well, nobody was comfortable during 2020.
Mm-mm.
You know, nobody
Mm,
was
nope.
at some point where we could just feel like, you know, okay, everything is cool. No, nobody was comfortable. Nobody was in a position where they can handle everything and sit back and relax. Everybody was on pins and needles, you
That's
know,
right.
and I just think that these credit card bureaus and, you know, the all the people who, there were a lot of people that made money off of our demise in that year.
Yes,
You
they
know,
did.
there were a lot of people who literally, because at that point now we've been told about the 5G thing, and you know we're being told to
Yeah.
not deal with that, and 5G is wiping everybody out, and 5G this and five. They had us distracted with so many other things
Yes,
just
they
to
did.
come up out the smoke and look and see that your credit went from a 735 to a 502. You know what I'm saying? Um, and having
Yeah.
all kind of problems and you know dealing with that stuff. I just felt like you know it was uh, just horrible. You know, a lot of people were really having problems. You know, and so I felt bad. People went homeless because of that stuff.
Yes, they
You know what I'm
did.
saying? And you know. A lot of us didn't, but you know, trust me, a lot of us kept our houses and apartments and all of that, but we were still struggling. You
And you know,
know,
people really suffered in a they gained, but they suffered in a different way. And that's the funeral directors.
yeah,
Because how many funerals did
Yeah.
they have to do back to back to
yeah,
back,
yeah,
embalming, all of this stuff because of COVID? That was a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. Yeah, it was a lot. And I think now that this agreement has kind of happened with the shoremen, now they're saying that Chicago and I believe the East Coast, or I believe it's Chicago, yeah, and the East Coast, they're all having a hard time with an agreement. But
Mm,
Chicago actually harbors a lot of the cars.
that's
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So they deal with a lot of the, you know, the automobiles and stuff. So if these boats decide that they're not gonna go to Chicago, a lot of people in the Midwest get ready to be jacked up,
you're
you
right.
know, because ain't no cars coming through there. So it's a very this it's always something with this country. I didn't have this on here, but now I'm looking at, you know, I went on and saw one of my friends was really going off on Bank of America. Now here we go with that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
these cyber attacks, people are looking at their bank accounts and it
Mhm.
says zero. You
Yeah.
know, like they don't have no money. Don't
Yeah.
nobody want to go over there and look at that. You
No.
know what I'm saying? Has the electronic world really
And
helped
that
or
was
has it handicapped us?
Right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead,
that was
Avery.
another thing that that was another thing that the government tried to do, which didn't really help us at all, which was give us a stimulus check. Now the stimulus check worked for maybe 1 month or 2 months, but then we still got to pay these bills. Like what happens after that $4,000 is gone? We still got rent to pay. We still got that to pay. We got credit card bills and stuff like that, and they only gave us one check. Like I just feel like this, like you said, this country, this government is just, I don't know, and it's always
Well,
it's every 4 years. There's always something.
to
Yeah,
see Tracy,
Every
that's
that's
what
right.
I'm saying.
when
Yeah,
it's time to
every
vote.
right.
4 years. Yep,
Yep.
every 4 years. And so, with what you're saying, the bottom line is, and here's the other thing I wanted to be very, very clear: the people who are making these decisions, when we're talking about
Mhm.
the stimulus check and how many, listen, these are people that are millionaires.
That's
These are
Yep.
right. They
people, you know,
working out.
these are upper class. They could care less about $4,000. That's 4 cents to them.
That's the truth.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
4 grand is 4 cents to them. I remember I was going through a real rough time and I asked people to help. And I was like, you know, I didn't think it was a lot of money. You know, I was like, I'm having some issues right now. You know, can you know? And everybody goes through it. I'm not embarrassed to say it. And people can come out and try to act like they always had together all their lives. God bless you if that's what it is. Okay, fine. But
Right.
I was going through that, and I literally looked up. I was like, yo, you can really tell who you are to people right through here. You know, you can really
Yeah.
tell what people think of you when you in trouble. You want to see who your real friends are, get in trouble. Well, that's
That's
what I'm saying with this government. You want to see what they really think of us? Let's get in trouble
that's right.
and watch what happens.
Yeah.
They could care less that your asthma pump don't work, but you don't have the insurance to go get another one. They don't care that your butyl is not working. So you know, you got to just try your hardest to pray and ask God to just, you know, kind of heal you. But no, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So the people who have nothing to worry about are trying to guide people who have everything to worry about. You know what I'm saying? So we don't see eye to eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not in a position where, you know, we having a conversation and meeting of the minds. It's no way. And then you have everything. This is another thing that ticks me off. You have everything. You got all the answers. You got all the money. You got all the power to move things and shake things and rumble things and all this other stuff. And you won't even sit up there and help us. Now you got everything. And all I'm doing is, hey man, can I have some help? I got to fill out paperwork. I got to go remember what my grandmother's middle name was. I got to find out how long my father was in in some part of a house. You know, how long was he over there? You know, you got to go through all this red tape to get to help. But the moment that you don't follow suit, you know, there's a problem. It's like these hotels. Hotels could snatch your money in 5 seconds, but it takes them 7 business days to give you your money back.
How is that right?
5 to 7 business days. Yep.
I don't understand. I don't understand that. How is that even possible? How can you snatch? I dealt with child support. They snatching $6,700 out of my account. Didn't say nothing to me. They don't care if I don't have nothing to live on. They don't care. They just take it. But then when you find out it's a clerical error, then you want to turn around and tell me, oh, it's going to take us about 30 days to get it back. Nigga.
Right.
That's the truth.
Come on.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that y'all have the power to take, but you got to take your time in giving it back?
Yeah.
That's the same system. Ain't nothing different about it. It's the same, but all you got to do is hit reverse. That's it. We don't need to talk about it. You know, but they are just, this government is so screwed up. It kind of irritates me because, you know, they try to put such a narrative on we're the greatest country to people who ain't never been to other ones.
That's the truth.
Right.
You know, if I've been to China and Japan several times, and I'm telling you, I'm boy.
And Greece too is another one.
Well, Greece, Italy, and Germany is off the chain.
Yeah.
And you know, America couldn't stand them at one point, but Germany is off the chain. You know what I'm saying? But we keep talking about we don't want nobody to be dictators, but you act like a dictatorship, though. You know what I'm saying? You rob people to make it look like you got the upper hand, you know, which lets me know you the smallest one in the room because only people that small try to do things to hurt big people.
That's right.
You know, so, you know, that's my little 2 cents. But I just can't stand that we've gotten to this place where we can take so much from you and give so little back. You know, there are people, I'm serious, y'all. They are making money off of our pain.
That's the truth.
You know, every time you stress, somebody over there getting money.
Right, right.
You know, the credit game. Let's talk about this 1 second. Because I'm sick of this SHIT. I'm tired of this. I had no problems with credit till I got some. I had no problems with credit. Anything I bought, I paid cash for.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have a green Taurus SHO. I went over there and that man told me, and this was back in the early 90s, like 94. This man told me, he was like, yeah, well, you know, and it was a used one, you know, and he said it's $11,000. All right, cool. I went home, got my stuff, came back over there, and I handed that man a bag. It had $11,000 in there. And he looked, he was like, hey man, just looking stupid. He said, you got credit. We can finance it. You don't have to pay it right now. No. I said, hey man, my school, Kennedy High School in Totowa, New Jersey. Let me tell you something. I didn't listen to nothing else they had to say. But when they told me how credit works, and they told me how the game works, and they told me they're going to give you financing at this interest rate, and where you will be paying only a certain amount of money after they've done all their damage, you're paying almost 20 to 25% more.
That's right.
Than what you would have paid if you just would have bought it outright. So I gave him the money. I gave it to him, and I said, "All right, we good. I don't need to go and." But when you got credit, and you got that one credit card, that ended your life. That ended your life. It ended because here's now you spend the rest of your life trying not to fall.
It's a horrible place to be in.
It is. You spend the rest of your life trying not to run into a situation where you fall, and you know, because the more you fall, the more your number goes down.
Right.
You know, and it's a race the whole way. I'm telling y'all,
Yeah.
Anybody who talking about, yeah, I got credit, I feel bad for you. You know, because you got to keep, because here's where the depression happens. The depression happens because what you're doing now is you are literally making sure that you pay, as far as credit goes, you will be
Yeah.
paying that bill for the rest of your
The rest
life.
of life.
You're
For the
paying it
rest,
for the rest of your life. You know what I'm
It
saying?
was
and
there
what
was a
they're doing to us, what no, what I
go
was
ahead.
gonna say is what they're doing to us as black people too is they're making it dependent on the job that you actually get, because they know that our people aren't good with credit.
You
They're
got to have credit to get a
making
job.
make you gotta have good, you have to have good credit to get a job. Yep.
See
So
what I'm
that's
saying?
why a lot of our people are not at work, or we working at McDonald's for the rest of our life, working at Burger King, because we can't get a good job because we have bad credit.
That's
See what I'm
true.
saying? And that's a race that you'll never win. You'll never win that race. I'm sorry. You'll never win it. There was a lady I know, I was only paying cash. She pulls out her wallet and she just got all these cards and stuff. She was like, you see what I could do? This is all credit. My credit is such and such so and so. I pulled out a wad of cash. I said, you see what I could do?
Right?
I'll never see the light of this bill ever again once they give me
That's
my
right.
change.
That's right.
That's a
I
fact.
will I will
Into that.
never see this bill again.
That's right.
Mm-mm.
You, however, are going to go and pay that bill, and at the end of the month, you better have it,
That's the truth.
or the beginning of the month, and you
And
got
then
10 days to come up with it.
another thing we yeah, and then another thing we do is we'll go and get loans that we know that
Mm.
we can't pay on a monthly basis, and that even
Bruh.
messes up our credit even more.
You know
People do
what?
to get them at Christmas time.
Yeah,
So
what?
all year
Yep.
long, that's just the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And y'all remember back in the day when they had the Discover card, because
Yep,
there were people that couldn't get credit
yep,
cards.
yep,
Discover card, everybody could get them.
yep,
Every Negro within 1,000 miles had a Discover card. And what did
yep.
they discover? That we couldn't pay for them.
Right.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
They discovered that you should not have
And
discovered it.
Finger Hut
Right.
too.
And yeah,
Finger
when
Hut, you
Finger
had to
Hut,
get credit.
you
Yes.
had you had to, and they suckered you in. Now here's the thing: they gave it to you.
Yes,
They
they did.
gave it to you,
Yeah.
but the interest rate was so crazy. We really thought we was doing something. The interest
Yes, we
rate was
did.
unbelievable.
We had them
So
finger hut
you,
catalogs.
Yeah, them big old Bibles that used to come to your
mhm.
house with the big old mail strip on the bottom left hand corner, like. And when we got
So
so
now
caught
where
up,
you paying something 400, yeah, you're paying
yeah.
$400 for something, but because of the credit, you're actually gonna end up paying $800. So it's
Listen, you paying so much money to go out here and impress a bunch of people that don't like you.
That's the truth.
right.
They don't even care. They don't care what you
Yep.
got. And that's why with the renter center thing, right? I told you I bought this system from there years ago, and it was a receiver. My uncle Benjamin, he used to DJ, but he was one of them guys. I used to love the 70s, man, because in the 70s, you know, it was all about surround sound. And even though we didn't
Yes,
have
it was.
2.0, no, they would have 12 and 16 speakers just
Yes,
everywhere.
they would.
And so I went over and I got this receiver. I took it home. I went picked Terrence up, took him back to Irvington, and went up the stairs, and I put that receiver in, had everything in there. And that receiver, I believe they were charging me like $25 a week, right? So I said, all right, cool, because I was working at Sam Ash Music at the time. So, we got paid every week, depending on how much the sales were and all this other stuff. And so I would pay it. But there was a couple of times, Chinese food was more important than that bill. So I was like, let me go ahead and try to figure this out. But when I went back there to pay a bill, because I was a week late, I went back there and I had already paid probably like about maybe 6 times. I said, hey man, how much is this receiver? He said that receiver is 484. All right, the receiver is 484. Okay. So the receiver was 484. I said, but how many weeks am I paying for?
Right.
He said, well, you got about another 36 weeks. I said,
Yep. That's right. That is right.
So you gave it to me for $484 at $25 a week,
But you
but
paying
I'm
$3
but
for it.
I'm paying 36 months. Excuse me, 36 weeks. And with the 36 weeks, if I time 25 times 36, uh that ain't no 484.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
What wait a minute, what am I doing? Man, I played that thing for about another month. I told him, come pick this crap up. Ain't nobody, no.
I
Y'all
know
not gonna
that.
get me like that. I gave it back. Now the thing was they didn't run no credit, but the scam was you come in here and get what you want, but you're gonna pay way more than what we paid for it. Because if
That's
it's 484, then the bottom line is, you literally gonna be paying almost $1,000. So
if
the price tag says 484, but your tag, yeah,
that's a
1100.
way more.
So I don't like the way they do that. It's like y'all playing a game with people, and the sad part about it is, you are getting too crazy with everything. So this guy was supposed to be on my show tonight, and hold on one second to make sure he hurry up. Tell him he's supposed to be on here tonight. So they're watching. All right, he's doing a live with somebody. She look like she's going off right now. But anyway, all right, y'all know our show live is up. But yeah, that credit game, the whole game with trying to, be on the same page with these creditors, and it's like the apartment thing, man. You know, if you miss a payment, they immediately evict you
Mm.
because it's a breach in contract. You know what I'm saying? But the moment that something broke down in your house, the moment that something ain't working, they take forever to fix it.
Don't they do
It's
it?
yeah, it's all kind of stuff. And I'm like, this is all a game. Living is a game. And they're more strict. This is the thing that gets me. They're more strict when the world is facing issues. Now y'all want to say, okay, well, you can't pay it from the first and the fourth, you okay. On the fifth, you late. Now you going, if you late on the second, we gotta evict you. Y'all become more strict when the problems are worse. I don't get that. I don't get that.
It's almost as if they want you to fail.
They want you to fail.
They
They
want
want
you
you.
to fail.
They get more from you failing than you do
Yes, they
succeeding,
do.
because when you are successful, they don't have anything to say. Their job is totally null and void when you're successful. When you
That's
got
right.
everything together, there's nothing. Tracy, I don't know if you remember this movie. There was a movie called A Piece of the Action with Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby, like 50 something years ago.
Oh wow.
And they
Yeah.
were, you got to see that movie. Like, it's so many people in that
It's
movie
really
that you
good.
never thought you would see. But really, what this movie was Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier actually were burglars.
Mm-hmm.
They were two burglars, and they were successful at being burglars. They always hit like top notch, high position people or whatever. Bill Cosby robbed a bank. Sidney Poitier robbed a mobster. So they were both trying to hide from these people. So they met James Earl Jones, God rest his soul, knew what was going on. And he told them, I got something for y'all to do. If you really, really don't want to go to jail and you really don't want to do no time, you guys are going to become mentors at a facility that deals with underage, underprivileged kids, inner city kids that are trying to get a job. So they went in there to work in this spot. And Shirley Ralph was like 18, like 17, 18. And she was in there. She was the one that everybody paid attention to because she had an attitude all the time. And so they were doing a skit where they were saying, Raj from What's Happening, he was like 19 in this movie. So he was sitting at a desk and they asked him, he's going to be the boss and the people are going to be the applicant. And Shirley Ralph came up there and she didn't want to play the game. So the lady that was in charge was like, you have the attention span of a 5-year-old. And Shirley Ralph said, time, damn it. She got up. She was like, time. Then she said, what did you say? She said, I said time. She said, y'all get paid $50,000 a year because of our underprivileged situation.
Mm.
Yep.
Y'all make your
True.
money from us not being able to go make money. You make your living off of us not going to school, not finishing school, not going over. You make your money because as long as, and here's the thing, as long as we stay this way, y'all got a job,
That's crazy.
right?
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
But if we all get out of here and go get a job, if we all get up and we turn around and go get a job and we are successful, you got to go look for some more underprivileged kids and some inner kids, some ghetto kids that literally are not doing well, so y'all can get them in there and your paycheck will be ready every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what
Yes,
I say
sir.
to all these creditors. Go ahead. Oh, so that's what I say to all these creditors. My thing is, if you're doing well, listen, they couldn't say nothing to me, and I'm gonna tell you where I messed up was. I got a credit card. I forgot what month it was. COVID happened right after that.
Mm.
Right after. When I got that card, like about maybe 3 months later, and I'm sitting up here looking at my card like, oh, because I really didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it,
Right.
you know, and it just irritates me that we spend so much time trying to consider ourselves wealthy by going deeper into debt. That is the part that kills me.
That's the truth.
You
That is
know,
the truth.
you got a credit card, but you got to go get another credit card to pay that credit
Yeah.
card off. But guess
That's
what?
right.
That credit card got to be paid. Now you got to go get another one.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
student loans. I dealt with that. I remember I had taxes coming back to me 35, almost, no, Karen, no, you wrong. My taxes were $5,100 something dollars
Mm.
living in Tennessee. And this is where people are not educated. If I got $5,100 plus dollars coming to me off a tax return, then guess what I
They're
did?
gonna take
That's
it.
not a no. They will take it if in fact after we've done all the work, if that money's not right, they'll take it. If the money's right,
Mhm.
that's fine. But guess what? At the end of the day, if I got that much money coming back, then guess what I've been doing the whole time before tax season? I've been overpaying.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
So getting a large amount of money to come back on your taxes doesn't mean, ooh, yeah. No,
No.
I would feel stupid. You mean to tell me that bread and that butter and, going out to over here to Famous Dave's and all this other stuff, you mean to tell me I've been overpaying the whole time?
The whole time.
Whole time. Yep.
But guess what? I had a student loan. Sally Mae, I owed her $5,000. Guess what she did?
Took it all.
Got that $5,100 back to my house. When I opened that thing and it showed me what I got, then it showed me what I had. It was
Mm-hmm.
$1.28.
Yep. Yeah, that garnishment, bruh.
$1.28. And I'm getting ready to go to another route because this situation ain't never made for no man and it ain't made for nobody to do better. And I'm talking about the almighty child support. That bull crap. Let me tell you something. They don't went in my account and took almost $7,000.
Good God.
I'll just let that sit there for a little while. And then when I said you all made a clerical error because I have documentation showing that you're supposed to take a certain amount out every month, I
Mhm.
said that to them. They said, oh, okay, well, we'll get it together and we'll fix everything in 30 days.
Mm.
30
30
days?
days.
But you
You
can click get it out real quick.
Boy, when I tell you the take button is right here, but the return button is outside in somebody's glove compartment underneath the manual for their car or some crap.
Right. Right. Under
Because
a
we don't,
dumpster.
yeah, it's like how the return thing get all the way on the other side of the state? Like how I get over there? They
Mm-hmm.
just don't care, man. And what's sad about it is that we often are always faced with this kind of stuff. But in reality, it's not made for us to win. Society ain't made for us to win. It's not
No,
made for us to win.
not at all.
Period.
And that's
It's
why you
not.
have a lot of people either committing suicide or robbing banks.
That's true.
And the thing is, What I'm seeing now with Bank of America, how they got everybody looking at their bank account and seeing zero. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a prelude to something. I think they're telling y'all what's getting ready to happen. I think that's what they're getting ready to say.
Yeah.
You might be right.
Because why does it? But it happens. We just said it not even 10 minutes ago. It
Every
always
4 years.
happens right when it's time for the election.
Election. Yep.
Right.
Every
That's when
time.
everybody start acting stupid. Lights start going off out of nowhere. These iPhones, y'all tripped over these iPhones, man. When they did that update, man, my phone was acting so stupid. I was like, I don't even know what to do with my phone anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared to
Use it
turn it on.
right.
Yeah, I'm like, this is stupid. I think where I'm at too is that it just irritates me that we have to fight so hard. We're not comfortable ever. We're not comfortable. Nothing is easy. You know what I'm saying? When you go out here now, I just went to the store and you go out here to buy water. I remember water used to be like 30 cents for a gallon of water.
Yeah.
It's like $2.29. You get 4 bottles of water. You be looking at it. Why is my stuff $15 for 4 bottles? I'm like, dude, this is everything going up but pay.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Everything going up but the garnishment thing. I used to be. I can't stand going to my mailbox and seeing anything from a court. It irritates my blood. Because at the end of the day, you got to deal with it. You'll never want to just go, I ain't dealing with that. Because I'm telling you, they make arrangements for you that, trust me, if you get pulled over or if you just happen to walk, when I tell you they don't talk, I keep telling people, don't get arrested on a Friday, please. Don't please, y'all, don't get arrested on a Friday. Don't get and
weekend you in.
You not gonna see the light of day, and God forbid if it's a holiday Monday, see you Tuesday.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Because we neglect it, So I was just kind of passionate about that. I'm like, this is just some old random, stuff, but it's irritating because a lot of people suffer, with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy. It's very hard for some people to get through. It's already hard enough. It's really hard. Back in days, we can go into school and, Avery knows, but where I lived on Haldon Ave, going to Kennedy High School, that was like a 2-mile walk,
Mm.
And we had to do it in the snow. We had to do, hey, sis, we had to do it in the snow. We had to do it in sleet. It was a typhoon outside. Well, school's open early. Like, we had to walk through all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? We were tough back then, but these days now, man, it's crazy. It's just really crazy. So, a lot of people are affected by what's going on.
Yes.
And I just think a lot of times we take advantage of the situation, and it's over trying to impress any daggone body. I'm sorry, you ain't worth me trying to kill myself and trying to make you look at me a certain way or whatever. We're not made that way. We're done with that. I'm sorry that it was even something that happened, but we had to deal with it. So yeah, that's what the ports are doing. We've been on that subject for a while.
Right.
But the shutting down of the ports, that's what's been going on. Yeah, Diddy got denied again.
Yeah.
They're not gonna let this brother out.
No.
They're not. There's too many conspiracies going on. I mean,
it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
It's a lot, and what's going on is a lot. The stuff that we're seeing is a lot. It's whew, it's really bad. I think the sad part about it is he really thought he was gonna get away with this stuff.
Yeah, he did.
He thought that being puffy was meaning being invincible. Being puffy meant being untouchable. Being puffy meant being, just I can do all things, not through Christ, but I can do all things, though.
Right. There's one he said, I cannot be stopped. I always get what I want.
Yeah. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something, Puffy. Where you at? The love you want, you ain't getting. But the love you getting, you don't want.
Well, I don't know.
You. Oh well, yeah. Okay. I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know, but
I say this, um, Puffy, we don't make light of your situation, but if you're ever in trouble, blink twice.
right. Or you do this.
Right?
you know, everybody's trouble. I've been saying that on TikTok. It's so funny. I think we've talked about it so much. But for him to be locked up and they don't care what kind of money he has, and to be in a position where, you are being looked at as public enemy number one.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah, you are in a very bad position, brother. You in a very bad position.
I agree.
You are in the kind of trouble that trouble looks at and goes, oh no, I ain't going that far,
That's the truth.
But it's very hard. I think what's really sad about it too is that again, we talked about this last week. You have a platform to do some really good things for people. You have a platform that you can really make some people feel great about what they got going on, and it could be that way, but you over here, doing stuff to people and videos is leaking, and you got all this stuff going on, and you're killing people. He's killed dreams.
Yes, he has.
You understand what I'm saying? He's killed dreams. That boy Shine that's out here, Shine is literally saying that, Puffy killed his life. He said when he shot that boy and Puffy left him for dead, he was like, yo, you on your own, and left him inside. He said, yo, he put me in jail. You know what I'm saying? I shot that boy on his behalf, and I did 10 years. He ruined my life.
Yeah. And he had all the power to get him out of there.
And really what Shine said was, if he had stayed home, a lot of that stuff would not have even happened.
That's terrible.
But listen, that's why I don't hang out with everybody. Kev, you know.
I remember being in New Orleans, and when we were there, I was with some people, and the area didn't look right. You looked at me and you said, "You okay?"
Yeah. We were out there. Yeah, I do remember that. We were out there by Bourbon Street.
Yes, we were.
Because we had went to Popeyes.
You have no business being here. And I'm thinking, my God, you're right.
Yeah. No.
Hotel and cried like a baby, all that stuff I saw.
Yeah.
I sure did. I was sitting in the lobby just going, oh God.
Oh God. And here's the thing. When we was out there, that was mild.
Yeah.
They hadn't started acting stupid yet.
Nope.
That was mild. I'll never forget that. But I remember because I remember I had my bag in my hand. I remember that.
Yeah.
And I said, you all right? You said, you smiled. You was like,
like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I said, come on.
Right.
We just need to get out of here. Go back to the Sheraton, go in the lobby, and do what you do, but don't do that here. And New Orleans, you got to be strong there. You got to be strong because they sense fear there. Especially the younger kids, they sense fear. But yeah,
street at night, and those weirdos are looking at you. You better look hard. You better look tough.
Yep.
And as short as I am, I'm like, oh dear God.
Yeah. They. I know when I walk through there, I'm just being myself, and these kids be moving out the way like, yo, what's up, man? I'm like, all right. My uncle taught me how to take your larynx right out your throat, nigga. Don't get it twisted. Trust me, because see, when you're in survival mode, you don't care how nobody else feels. You don't care about that.
Don't. You really don't.
You are just really trying your hardest to be, I'm trying to survive right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So, that's what that is. So, it's it's very clear to me that a lot of stuff that we have experienced, throughout that situation with Puffy, um, he's just in a lot of trouble.
He is,
He's in
man.
a lot of trouble.
And when these people start talking, because at this point they realize um, I don't have to fear him anymore. I can go ahead on and I can talk. The power that he had, he no longer has. And however many people they have that are going to talk, I think will double, if not triple, because now, you know, uh, he's not the powerful king, so to speak,
No, yeah,
that was. And hey, by the
yeah,
time they finish with him, we won't even recognize him when he get out.
yeah, yeah. I find no fault in that stuff, and I think one of the biggest things about this now is that when we really pay attention to everything, um, we have to be very mindful of the fact that this stuff is not going to go away easily.
No.
This is going to be something that we got to pay attention to. Um, but yeah, I just I hope he's all right. I hope he makes
Yes.
it, because it's about to be something crazy. And I think the funny part about this is that they need to be very mindful of the fact that well, you said something else profound, and I was going to piggyback off of that. But Puffy was the East Coast version of Suge Knight, basically.
Yes, he was. That's
He was
right.
he was he was he was
I
that
totally
guy.
agree.
He was that guy. And he was, yeah, he ran the world over there.
Mm-hmm.
He ran the world. He ran the world over there. But
All, and all the shots weren't good. All calls weren't good calls. I'll say it that way.
which is why I say now, a lot of people are looking at this in such a way, but the reality of it is, hey man, my mother told me just the other day, she said two things get caught: fish and fools.
Yeah.
And yeah, she got caught. So I hope he's all right. With that being said, they talked about Jay-Z and Beyonce going silent with this situation, and because
Mm.
now it's being said that they had something to do with what was going on. I just think it's hot for everybody right now.
It
You know what I'm
really
saying?
is.
So
It really is.
um,
Uh,
we gotta be careful. Um, yeah. So I just personally feel like we have to find a way to um, just deal with reality, man. You do the
yeah.
crime, you will do the time.
Yes, you will.
You
Yes, you
you will
will.
do the time. You will do the time. Um, I'm getting ready to get Josh's email so he can come on the show. I was trying to get Glenn too. I normally hit Glenn up because Glenn is right there in New York, so I always want to find out what's going on. But let me put it this way. So yeah, Avery, you still there? I just got word Terrence won't be with us tonight. He may come on though. He might
Oh
be
yeah, I'm
finished a little
still
earlier.
here. I'm driving. I'll be home soon.
So yeah, so we just that whole thing with Jay-Z and all of that. I just wanted to be understood that Jay-Z, a lot of people are talking about him that don't know
Yeah.
him, right? Um, I lived around Marcy Ave projects, and Jay-Z, you knew Jay-Z was a drug dealer because he told you. He says it in his music. He told you all the stuff he went through in his music. He told you about the decisions that he makes. All that. And I asked this question to y'all: do y'all believe somebody powerful in the drug game can be rehabilitated?
Mm.
It'll be a lot because I mean that's what
Yeah.
they're known for.
Yeah.
So I mean it can happen, but they'll always have that mind frame or
Yes.
that mindset of doing what they do, whether it's with drugs or having somebody else do it for them. They still have that
Right.
mentality.
All right.
I agree.
So they have the mentality, but do you believe that they can take that which they learn? Because drug dealers learn marketing. They learn
That
marketing. They learn
they have some
they
great mark. They can teach class.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think that's what he's doing. But I just don't think, Lois, you saying not totally. I don't know to what extent it could go, but I know they still bring that game with them when they turn clean. Like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I,
go, but
Yeah.
I'm still gonna go and do this and do that. But I think one of the biggest things about this is that Jay-Z did not just become successful, but he's at a point where he's untouchable in a lot of ways. Now we don't want to give the same depiction as we give Puffy, but you
right.
know, to sit in a room with Jay-Z, you got to really be prepared to listen to some real game. You know,
Yeah.
I remember they had this thing on social media that said, "Would you take $200,000 or would you go have dinner with Jay-Z?"
For 10 minutes, yeah.
You know,
I
and
remember that.
but you know what he said? He said, "Take the money." And everybody's
Yeah.
like, "Take the money? Nigga, you don't want to speak to nobody?" He said, "No, you could go get all my albums, and from the first one up until the very last one I did, you will hear all of how you should handle stuff. I told you right there. I'm telling you right there.
Wow.
So take the money, go buy my albums, and then go start your empire. That's how you do that." And I see what I'm saying. That's how
Yeah.
he talk. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
no, don't sit with me. You know, you can hear me anytime, every time. He said, "I've been giving y'all motivational speaking albums for the last 30 years. I've been doing it." You
Wow.
know, he said, "Go over there and listen to my albums, get game, take your money, put it where it belongs, and go start your own empire."
Oh, wow.
Now, I would love it if somebody walked up to me and gave me $200,000. I'd be like,
Absolutely.
okay, I fade to black. I'd put it all where it need to be, and it'll be a long time for y'all see me.
You better know it.
Yeah, I'd be like, "You doing the show today?" Nah, I'm good. But it's a lot of people who just don't understand that game. You know what I'm saying? So, he's a very, very powerful being. He knows
Yeah.
what he's doing. And with all that you try to say about him, what he did not do was fail.
That's the truth.
It seemed like everything him and his wife put their hands to, which brings me to my next point. Jaguar, right? Lord Jesus.
Oh
I
boy.
think it takes Brent for her to talk about her.
Yes, it
But
does.
I think where I'm kind of, she was on Pierce the Pierce show.
Mm-hmm.
Um Now here's this is what I have to say. I understand that she's talking a lot. And there's some people who don't believe her. Vlad TV, the guy DJ Vlad, he was on there, on TikTok, and he was basically discrediting her, like, "Yo, she's not credible. She hasn't had an album in 20 years." What does having an album in 20 years have to
It
do with
has nothing,
somebody telling the truth? Like,
it has
I didn't get that.
But my
nothing.
thing too, is they act like she's the only one talking. You have people that were in the circle of Diddy and Jay Z, and they are talking about their experience
That's
being
true.
around
Absolutely.
them.
That
No,
is
and
very
Absolutely.
my issue with Jay Z isn't really necessarily the game of what he was in as far as drugs. When it talks about, or when you go to dealing with children and
yeah.
underage minors, that's when I have a problem. And people fail to realize Jay Z is not a young dude. Jay Z is in his
No.
50s. How
Right.
old was
He's
he
like,
when he started dating Beyonce? Beyonce was 16.
Right.
yeah, and he was like what, 10 years older than her, right?
No, he was in
It
his, if I'm not mistaken, either 30s or 40s.
is he
I
that
think
much older than her?
He's she's what? If I'm
She's in
she's
her
40.
40s. She's,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's in his like mid to
late
late
50.
50s.
Wow. Yeah.
hmm,
So there's
So
almost like a 10-year difference, right?
exactly, and that's the
Mm.
same thing literally brought young minors into your circle, gave them look out of life, introduced them to this stuff. And I mean, like you got to look at that when you're dealing with young kids and you're introducing them to a lifestyle like that. That's where the problem is for me. I can't speak for nobody else.
Yeah.
Well, the truth and fact of the matter is that again, Jay-Z came from a world that Beyonce didn't come from. So I
Right.
know for a fact that when you see this dude, and I've seen pictures where people saying, Jay-Z looked like the camel from the Camel cigarettes.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
It does.
but he could probably buy that company now. But anyway,
He probably could,
um,
but he
when
couldn't.
when it came to that, you looking at a person, to a young lady who's from the South and she don't know nothing but singing, and then you see this guy coming up, he ain't a singer, or whatever, but he's a rapper, but you looking at him, his swag is just so interesting, and it's so much going on. Then of course you attracted to that. But then the other thing is, Jay-Z had millions of dollars before he got with her.
Mm-mm.
Sure did.
Way
Before he
before
even was even a rapper.
a rapper, because he was hanging out with that dude Jazzy. See, everybody know about Jay-Z, but they
Mhm.
don't know about Jazzy. And when
Yep.
Jay-Z came out, Jazzy was the one. There's a song called Hawaiian Sophie. They did this song almost 40 years ago. And you
I
see Jay-Z,
Wow.
Jay-Z looked like he was 12,
I remember that.
but he was following Jazzy. And I'm like, I'm even talking now going, wait, Jazzy, Jay-Z. Wait a minute. Jazzy,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute. Jazzy,
Yep.
Jay-Z. And Jay-Z took that name, but Jazzy got upset because he's basically looking at it like, yo, Jay-Z took Jazzy's name,
Mm-hmm.
made it Jay-Z, and then he went over and started living what Jazzy thought was his life. You know what I'm saying? All from Marcia Projects, also everybody from over there. But it was that kind of thing. Then when Dame Dash and Jay-Z fell out, Dame Dash trying to say, well, Jay-Z's like this, Jay-Z's like that. I mean, Dame ain't no better, but
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's very true.
if you want to be honest,
And
now,
Jay-Z
hey,
stole a lot of Biggie stuff too. You gotta look
well,
at that. He stole a lot
that
of Biggie's lyrics.
that, and then on top of that, when it came time to deal with like the Beyonce stuff, I'm even looking at how they did Aaliyah. Aaliyah was a child.
Aaliyah was
Yes,
a
yeah.
child. Yep.
She
She
was
was a little girl. She was not
yeah,
even.
she
She was
was.
Right.
15 when that
It,
stuff was happening.
that's
It
right.
wasn't it wasn't just R. Kelly.
No,
Exactly.
no,
No,
no.
but
Dame Dash was with her, bro. Let's be
yeah,
real about
Mm-hmm.
it. Dame Dash was with her. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So, yeah. Brent, what's up, man?
What's up,
Greetings and
Prophet?
salutations. How are you? How's everyone?
we're good. How are you?
I'm here. That is my answer. I am here.
And that's all we need to know.
I am here. I am here. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it trumps that. I think. I'm gonna bring Josh on in a minute, but I think uh, the whole thing with all of this, it's all a conspiracy. At the end of
Yeah.
the day,
Yeah,
it's all a conspiracy. It's all about who got the most money, who got the most power. You know, I know for a fact that it's only going to be a matter of time before Sean Puffy Combs be like, all right, you know what? I'm behind these steel bars, this concrete wall. I can only eat, when they tell me to eat. I can only do what they tell me to do. Yo, y'all, real talk. Yo, he did it, she did it. He get ready to start
Oh,
dancing and singing.
yeah, like
You
Nino
know what I'm
Brown.
saying? Yeah, he right. I'm taking everybody down with me. If I go
Everybody
down,
with me.
everybody going down. Ain't nobody. Look, he right there. Look, that's the real owner of the CMB. That's it right
Right.
there. But yeah, man, nobody's playing games. But Brent, tell us how you feel about that. Well, I need you to talk again about Jaguar, right, bro?
please.
Uh-oh.
Jaguar Wright is a crackhead from the 90s. And so um, I think that. Okay. I think Jaguar Wright is a coon. I think that she has no talent. As a matter of fact, I seen a video the other day of her singing with Kiki Wyatt in Atlanta,
Yeah,
Mm.
at Cirque, and she proved my point. Cannot sing, and
And
you hate Jill Scott, but you sang a Jill Scott song. Um,
Wow.
then like you just so woke until you sleep. I really just want her to disappear. Like at first, it was cute, it was cool, it was
She
funny,
keep
it was
talking.
entertaining.
She might be that. She keep talking.
Um,
Right.
she's going to be. She is. But I think Jaguar. Okay, here we go. Jaguar Wright is Samuel L. Jackson in Django.
Wow,
Okay.
that's good. That's I can
Okay.
see that.
That's Jaguar. You know.
I can see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's
That's
all I got.
something powerful. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's powerful.
That's all
Uncle
I got.
That's
Tom.
powerful.
She's Uncle Tom. I mean, and as much
Yeah.
as you try to warn people and all that kind of stuff, it's like if you know all of this stuff, like how do you know all of this stuff? You had to be in some of those places.
Yeah.
Now, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Stitches get stitches. So
Yeah. I'm just. It's amazing. I just never understood how people like her can have such a duration of time, but the moment I step one foot in the other direction, I'm getting ridiculed.
well,
It's like,
I think Diddy is paying her. I think his people are paying her to be the distraction.
wow,
Jaguar
wow.
is getting money. She's getting money. I think his team and other teams are paying her to be the distraction.
Mm, I
Hmm.
get that.
And it only makes sense because after all of this, after the verdict is over, after everything is done and said and over with, then what?
Yeah. What's next?
So this is all a scheme to get her back relevant.
True.
Because after
Yeah, but
this, she will have no relevance.
I was about to say, but what's the point of having, trying to get relevance when you're gonna
If
end up
you.
pushing up daisies? Like,
Well, here's the thing. She's gonna get a. She's going. So she's going. She says she's going to Europe. And then
she better.
she told Kiki Wyatt that she's gonna take her with her. And I'm like, first of all, how is that gonna work? This woman has 100 kids. Like
A
that's not
hundred,
gonna work.
a hundred.
But then too, I do know that she's gonna try to get a reality show deal out of this. Also, she's going to try to put out a single or EP.
Mm,
Also,
she need not do that.
she's going to try to do like a TED talk. Like this is all stuff. So all the stuff she's doing now is to set her up for longevity, so that she'll be relevant again, and so that she can reclaim her time.
Mm.
And a lot of people are just falling for it. I think if nothing more, okay, cool, you're like your stories are, some of them are allegedly real, things that happen. Hollywood has been horrible forever, but at the same time, it's like these are black people that you're putting down. So if for nothing more,
Yeah.
I think that you should not necessarily tear down your brother and or sister. Granted, if they wrong and if they, whatever. I mean, P Diddy has been P Diddy forever, so this is nothing new. But I think at some point, you have to realize that just because you my brother, my sister, it's enough that these other people out here are trying to tear us down. We don't need to tear each other down. And isn't it ironic how Jaguar Wright uh, is very reminiscent of what Wendy Williams was, and now Wendy Williams have
Absolutely.
completely lost her mind.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's right.
That's crazy.
That's
Like
right.
she has literally lost her mind. So I think that she needs to look at Wendy and see what her future is. Honestly,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to be careful. Yep.
she's
But she's
bat crazy.
Yeah.
but she sounds bitter. Do you know? Like, it sounds like, oh well, he didn't sign me, or we didn't have longevity in the business. So now because of that, I'm just gonna lash out at him and make sure that his name is run down. She sounds
Yeah,
bitter.
Well, because she wanted to be Jill Scott. She wanted to be Blue Cantrell. She wanted to be Erica Badu. All of these people, they were all coming out around the same time. She wanted to be Beyonce. She wanted to be, Nivea. She wanted to be all of these people who were coming out around the same time as her.
Yeah.
However, Jaguar Wright missed it. She
Hmm.
did not have the look.
Mm.
Yeah.
She had a pretty decent voice.
True.
She didn't have the
Yeah.
look. Like Lil Mo had it. You know what I'm saying? And Lil Mo is ghetto.
I mean, it,
She's straight from Baltimore, and I love every bit of Mo. Every time
right.
I see Mo, we have a great time. But the thing is, it's like, Fantasia had it, and she couldn't even read. You
That's
see what I'm
true.
saying? Like, so it's like Jaguar. Yeah, it was okay talent, but it was in the wrong package.
Right.
Mhm.
So do you think her voice
Right.
is able to do a record now?
Absolutely not. No,
Mm.
No.
no.
Are we
No.
talking
And
about Jaguar?
Not
Are
even
we talking about
Jaguar,
Jaguar?
Yeah.
Jaguar, no, absolutely not. And neither can her body physically.
Right.
She
No,
can't
she
fit.
can't.
She's
Yo, Brent, how
she's
old is she?
Jaguar has to be in her 50s,
Oh,
like her
Jesus.
late. I would
no.
say at the most, hold on, Jaguar has to be at least
I,
52.
you
She's.
keep
I
talking.
know
I'm gonna
she's
do it
like
right
Jay
now.
Z's age.
She
She's
got to be
Jay
at
Yeah,
least
you can.
Z's
52.
age.
She has
Yeah.
to. She ain't 40 nothing.
Right,
And if
right.
she is, that's a hard 40.
So even with all of this auto tune
Okay,
and all of this stuff,
so
you
she's
don't think that her
47.
voice would do it? 47. Wow.
She's
She's good
No.
47.
looking.
She's 47. You know,
That's
she
a
looks like
hard 47.
she looks like Kalita Smith if Kalita Smith never had a break. She looks just like Kalita Smith, but she's a bigger, harder, more uncontrolled Kalita.
What
Mm.
she
Yeah.
reminds me of is Billie Holiday. Not Billie Holiday, Nina Simone.
Nina Simone,
Mhm.
yeah. She got to look like that. But I think where I'm kind of puzzled is again how like even Orlando or what was his name?
Brown.
Orlando Brown and her, even with Cat Williams, these people are talking.
Yeah.
I mean, they talking. I don't, they talking, and I'm like, how are they still around? Because I know there are people who did not talk 0.5% as much as these cats did, and they dead.
Because they are the
Yeah.
distraction.
The distraction.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mhm.
They are the distraction. Orlando Brown, at this point, it's just for shits and giggles. Honestly, you can't
at this
really take
point,
him serious. And
Nope.
the thing is, he's an actor at the end of the day. So he is a trained actor. So you'll
right,
never really know what's real and what's fake.
right.
Yeah.
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 Just like,
Now.
I would never be in a relationship with an actor or an actress because they could be so good at their craft.
Yeah,
You're not
and you
gonna know when
falling
they cut it
for
on
it.
and when they cut it off.
Yeah, and you falling for it. You falling for it all.
Exactly.
Yeah, you falling
So,
for it all.
it's like all of these people have substance abuse. They have, all these other things. But the one common denominator is all of them feel as if they missed out on their time or that they were not really appreciated when it was their time. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
sometimes, honestly, as much as I hate to say this, sometimes you have to become um, the black friend in order to make it in this industry. You
Yeah,
like you have to play the game.
Right.
Notice how although Beyonce was not the best singer in Destiny's Child, let's just be honest.
Amen.
Um, she knew how to play the game.
Right.
and she's playing the game
She
right
Right.
wasn't
now.
even. She wasn't in. I know the beehives are gonna try to come for me for this, but I don't care because it is what it is. To me, she wasn't even the best looking. Latoya Luckett was the best looking one to me.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say
Maybe next
yeah.
to Latavia, because Latavia
Yeah.
was.
Latavia's pretty
Okay,
too. Yeah.
okay. But see, Beyonce knew how to play the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to shut up.
Yep.
All of these allegations and all of the stuff that this girl has been through with Jay-Z and like with these children and where she really was only pregnant with Blue Ivy, and then they had a surrogate for these twins, but you know she had the prosthetic stomach and all that kind of stuff, like all of that stuff, like she knew. You won't see Beyonce talk about nothing.
That's true.
Oprah, you will not hear Oprah address anything.
Yeah.
We still don't know if her and Stedman are really married or not.
Right. We don't know.
We
Absolutely.
don't
We don't know.
really know.
And guess what? She don't care if we know.
She,
Mm-mm.
What's up, Myra?
you get the information, and she's like, "Okay, now what?" Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I confirm, what is that going to do for you?
But Brent, here's the thing. If I had as much money as they do, you probably wouldn't hear from me either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't hear nothing because what I know about people that are of that magnitude, um, having a lot of money requires a lot of attention.
That's the truth.
So you're literally looking at a woman who is worth over $500 million. She's almost a billionaire at this point. Do you think she cared that Taraji Henson was mad at her?
Not at all.
She
And
was like,
Taraji came back and corrected, and I was like, "No, I was not mad at Oprah. Like, y'all trying to
yeah,
mess up my bread and butter."
right, right. And I was like, and Taraji, no, just like what's the girl's name from she was on HBO, dark skinned girl, Brent.
Issa,
Issa, yeah,
Issa
yeah,
Rae.
Issa Rae. She ain't playing the game, and
Let me
look where
tell
she
you.
at.
Let me tell you who really got the power in Hollywood as a black woman. Okay,
I think I
that
know who you
doggone
gonna say.
Ava DuVernay.
Yeah, I was about to say between her and you know who else got some real power, but she ain't saying too much. And I look at her. First of all, Angela Bassett got a lot of power, but she don't say nothing.
She
She's
does.
very classy.
Mm-hmm.
But Cheryl Lee Ralph got something to say too, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
She got something to
She
say,
knows how
and
to
I
say
mean,
it.
and she ain't scared to say it. That's the other thing. You
Right.
know, people like her, you know, she ain't scared to say it. But I think that's one of the biggest things right now is just for us to recognize that, you know, I was just talking to Tracy and them earlier about a movie that Shirley Ralph was in called A Piece of the Action back in 1978, 77. Um, Phenomenal actress then. Like she needed no help. You know, she don't even need an assistant in the game. She was a monster. But when you pay attention to the reality of everything, you know, like you said, the people that actually have power. Hey man, you know, when Angela get up there, when Cheryl get up there, when Oprah get up there, when what's the name that's over BET? What's her name?
Deborah, Deborah,
What's her name?
Deborah Lee.
Deborah Lee. Looking at her. Oh, y'all, this is Josh, man. I'm sorry. Josh is up here. What up, man? I'm sorry. I'm tripping. We just deep in this conversation.
What's up, bro?
But yeah,
up?
when you hear these women talk, you hear these women talk. Do you hear these women talk? They talk like some niggas. They straight up be like, we want y'all to come over here. Let Will Smith try to slap somebody over here. We're gonna slap Jada.
Oh, okay.
And
And then screw her.
and
Okay.
well, all right. Well, then
All
there's
right.
that.
It's a lot of dyking and iking going on.
No.
But let me tell you something. And speaking of that, Queen Latifah is also another one. And what you don't want to do is when you have an educated stud that can portray to be sexually fluid.
Yeah.
And you might know she's a lesbian, but you couldn't really ever pinpoint it.
Because she'll play with your head. She'll play with your head.
Oh, okay.
She'll play with your head.
Her crossover her crossover was amazing. She went from an all black crowd to being able to mix in with the Caucasian. Her crossover game was really good.
It was
Well,
She went
it was
from
crossover and it was
rapping to
smart.
acting to singing. Yeah,
And
very
she really
smart.
can't even sing. Let's just
she's
be
not a
honest.
great singer. She's not
Let's
a great
just
singer at
be honest.
all. Yeah, she's not a great singer.
We're just gonna, and I love her. She's from Irvington, my backyard. I'm gonna
Yep.
keep it 100. But
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
she knew how to play the game. Like she just now is starting to come out and confirm slightly some of the allegations that Hollywood has thought about, but we always knew and knew her. Like,
Right.
and so you have to know. So with Jaguar Wright, there is no longevity. There is no
Right.
expected end. There is no, like, after this, you're not going to be relevant once again.
Right.
And the thing about it is that about it,
Whoa,
you
somebody, what's
sound very
happening?
Chinese. Are you eating dogs and cats? Testing 1 2 3 3 2 1.
I gotta take some medicine today, boy. Yo, you stupid.
Okay. Welcome back. We're so glad to have you. Now, what was that?
Hey, you sounded like your name was Ling Wong. Wong Lang.
I mean, okay. Now, what were you saying?
What were you saying, Avery? What was you saying?
Oh no, I wasn't saying anything. I was switching over.
Oh, that's what it was.
Oh no, you
Josh,
definitely were talking.
hey Josh, let me ask you a question, man. What's your take on we talk about everything on this show, so you might have to come back. Maybe you're gonna hear everything. But what's your take on this Diddy situation, man? Like, what do you think about it?
He did it. He did it. That's all I got.
Okay. All right.
I believe every word. And I mean, one thing about me is I'm definitely not one to pray on anybody's downfall, especially not another black man. But I just feel like it's just way too much evidence at this point. And I think the thing for me is that I'm disappointed because, I'm 40, so I definitely grew up in that whole, 90s era when, even when he was with Uptown, when Uptown was kicking, and then, Bad Boys, he came out the gate swinging, like literally.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been one of the people that have literally watched this man's career, like pretty much my entire life. And now this all just kind of crumbled. It's very disappointing, but I think it's just too much that we've ignored for years. And I think sometimes we do that just because we don't want to believe certain things or, depending on who the person is. But in this particular case, like, I ain't gonna lie, with R. Kelly, it was hard as hell. Like, I mean, I rock with Diddy, but I wholeheartedly like I miss Kels. I want him to be free tomorrow. Like, just come on out. He didn't mean it, y'all. He's sorry. Just get him a bathroom pass and keep him out the daycare center and we good. But I just feel like, man, it was so hard to watch it all happen with R. Kelly. With this Diddy situation, it's almost like, I've kind of seen this, it feels like a repeat, like we've been there, done that. So not saying that I'm not sympathetic at all. Again, I definitely don't want to see it happen, but it's like, man, it's just way too much evidence, man. And these are all things that we've been hearing for years, seeing for years, and now these videos are coming out, these documents are coming out, man. Even this Kim Porter book. Like, I don't think the book is real, but I still feel like there's definitely some heavy influence. I've been kind of reading up on it, but it's just sad, man. You just don't never want to position. And I think the thing that really did it for me was watching that Cassie video. Like, that's still kind of hard to watch. That Cassie,
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I don't care who you are. I just, I have a mother who's still breathing, and I have 2 daughters and a wife. And I just, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff is just unforgivable. I can't, and especially somebody who watched his mom be abused. I can't rock with any man.
Yeah. Yeah. I think where we looking at now, what you saying that I think the reason why the Cassie video is so like prevalent is because the next question is now who else did this happen to?
That's
You
the truth.
know,
True.
and I was with Bad Boy for a minute. So when I was playing with Faith Evans, and then we turned around and we started doing stuff with like my boy Young World was with Day 26.
Yeah.
You know, just hearing all of that. You know, I was with Uptown when it was the review, so it was Heavy D, Jodeci, I'll Be Sure, Father MC, all them people. So I
Yeah.
was there for all that. I was a kid. I'm sitting right there on drums, like, yeah, I'm ready. You know, and I'm happy to have seen that, but just to see exactly what happened to the downfall. And I'm sorry, y'all. I just got to say it the way I feel it. But even with Andre Harrell passing, something about that wasn't right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel because at one point, you know, Andre told Diddy, yo, man, you never gonna be higher than me. And then Andre turned around one day and said, you know, yesterday's enemies are tomorrow's allies, you know, and he dealt with that. Then the next thing we know, when the purchasing of a company comes up, somebody gotta die.
That's crazy.
Because
Yeah.
nobody's gonna sit there and watch you take what they built and then you make it look like yours, and now I'm the vice president to your presidency.
Yeah.
You know,
Power
somebody gotta die.
some people can't still deal with that power struggle. And even in the case of a Diddy, man, he's always been in a position of power. And I think because he's been that guy, he's
He's an
always
addict. He's
I
an
think he
addict.
yeah. So it's hard to go back to number two. You started
Yeah.
off number and kind of forced yourself to be number one. So to have to go back to that, especially from the
Yeah.
same
From the
dude that you
same Joker.
dethroned,
The same guy.
the same guy that you dethroned. Now you
Yeah.
gotta
You gotta, yeah. You still looking up
bow.
at him.
Yeah.
He
So
at the bottom of the ladder and you still gotta look up at him.
yeah.
That's
You understand
crazy.
what I'm saying? It's like you don't have that kind of power. The other thing about it is that I want everybody to understand one thing and one thing only. And they can laugh at Luke. They can say, you know, Luke was a part of a crew that just messed hip hop up, if you ask me. But you know, a lot of people liked it, so they went and did what they did. But Luke said, "Yo, you know why Puffy having a hard time? Because he ran his mouth.
Mm.
You talked about Ciroc. You talked about these liquor companies and told them that they treating you like I'm a black man and y'all doing this and doing that. When you messed up these companies' stock position, now you messing with their long-term money, or they're
Yeah.
gonna pull the covers off of you. You in trouble."
That's
And
terrible.
Luke said it best. He said, "I'm telling y'all right now, Puffy should have shut up. He should have shut up. He should have shut up. He shouldn't have said nothing. You know, they dressed you in that tuxedo and put you in that Rolls Royce and gave you that mansion. You should have just shut up because we're going to watch him fall." And that was on TikTok. When I turned around and saw this man, all these allegations and all this stuff happening, I'm like, ooh,
Out of
you
100
in,
witnesses out of 3,000 victims that are testifying.
Mm.
3,000 victims
uh,
last 30 years, and 120 of them are like coming forward to testify.
That's
bruh.
hot.
Bro, I would be cooked if three people
You're right.
said anything that I've ever done and it was true. 120, bro. This is gonna be
Right.
worse than Cosby. This might
Ain't no
this
ain't
might
no
be
coming
the
from that.
trial history.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna last long. See, the thing with Suge Knight when he went in, right? Suge didn't have these problems. The only thing Suge was trying to make sure that a lot of people didn't pay attention to him, you know, and because that's why he said all up in the videos, all up, you know,
All in the
and then
Yeah.
dancing,
dancing.
doing that. He was like, you don't want to see none of that. Yo, come to death row. Because he wasn't going to be in the videos. What he was going
That's
to
right.
be was in the back counting your money, his, and all the other 29,000 people that's around there.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? He the whole thing with this Pac and Biggie thing, it was actually not Pac and Biggie against each other. It was Puffy and Suge against each other.
Right.
You
Mm.
know, it's almost like, okay, let's do it this way if y'all don't mind. It's almost like Russia got Putin, we got our president, right? So all these wars that's fighting and they trying to start or whatever, this ain't because the countries don't like each other. It's because two niggas can't get along with each other. And so they want 50 and 60,000 other people to go fight for them while they sit in some high rise. And why, that's the kind of stuff they throw rocks and hide their hands. Neither one of these niggas can fight. Neither one of these niggas young enough to throw their hands. They all look like they just one breath away from being.
Yeah, but
I'm
I think
saying?
the difference is Suge might not be like that, but at the same time, he will be the one to pull a gat. Puffy's gonna hire somebody to do it for him.
Well, this is why this now. Let me tell you. Now, Suge is from an area that I live not too far from, bro. So I'm gonna tell you that whole blood thing is. Listen, Crips are popular, but the Bloods are powerful.
Really?
Let me tell you something. Crips are something else, but Bloods. Let me tell you, we ain't never got to worry about what somebody meant when it comes to the Bloods. Now the Crips are, the Crips were not started as a gang to harm people.
Right.
They were not started. I got to give y'all this lesson. You might know already. But the reason why the Crips and Bloods were started was because two young boys couldn't go and be in the Boy Scouts.
Whoa.
They would not let these two inner city kids be in the Boy Scouts. They were like, no, you from the inner city. No, it started with two boys being so hurt that all they wanted to do was say Scouts honor, and y'all would not let them do it. So they got mad and went home, started two gangs, and now look what happened. You know how many people have died because of a color? You know what I'm saying?
To be a part of something.
Yeah. So Suge is from that stuff. He's that mentality. And if you lived in LA, you would understand that there's a code that they live by that is like Japanese arithmetic. I'm like, well, what are y'all talking about? It's not easy to follow because they just got all these rules and regulations. But at the end of the day, Suge was like, yo, he's a Bompton nigga. He's that's what he is. And I just find it ironic that he would be locked up right now. I thought that somebody would have tried to kill him by now, because he's hurt a lot of people. No, but even on the set of Straight Outta Compton, that dude straight up murdered that actor, bro. Like he straight killed him with a car. He ran over the guy. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't never heard Puffy doing that.
That's what because I was saying. Puffy ain't about that life.
No, he don't hang like Suge. So when Suge started talking, Puffy kind of sat down like, I'm gonna just wait till this wolf shut up because I know, but it was him and Puffy against, they were against each other. Biggie and Pac used to be friends.
Yeah.
These dudes lived together. You know what I'm saying? They was rapping on the same albums together. That's when they got with these airheads, man, that it went crazy. So, I just hope it's understood that these brothers they real. Like they're not playing no games. Like, but it's actually cool to see that people are on here, that really understand that, the situation is what it is because, listen, and this was the other thing. Black folk don't own nothing when it come to these labels. They don't own nothing.
True. You gotta
be said this last week. Even Michael Jackson, he hated Tommy LaPluma, but the deal was, at the end of the day, Mike didn't really have much to say because until Tommy decided something was going to happen, it didn't happen.
That's true.
Clive Davis, come on, man. There was so many stories about that dude, but
and people are really blaming Clive for Diddy because they're saying that that's who Diddy really learned the game from. Is Clive.
Yeah.
His name is going to come up. You can absolutely.
Oh man, come on. Yeah, come on.
Clive is the mastermind. Like, there's an originator, but then there's always that one person that's just kind of like for real. It's almost like Frank Lucas. You know what I'm saying? If you watch American Gangster, like Bumpy was the guy.
Yeah.
Still came and took it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So it's like there's still no Frank without Buck, but that's Diddy. No Diddy without Clive, but Diddy still.
Yeah.
You ain't
First of
never
all, how old is Clive Davis? He looked like he been hanging out
Clive,
some Star Wars. Like,
Clive
Man,
nigga,
he
93.
got to be at least 200 years old.
Yeah, he looked
yeah.
like he helped Jesus pour the wine.
Right.
Yeah, he's been out for a long time. Like the Whitney Houston death, yo man, I don't agree with that. Something happened to that lady, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something happened to that lady. Something happened to that lady. I've always said that. I don't agree with how she
Even
died.
if you watch the movie, she was at the bar.
Right.
They put something in her.
Somebody, yeah, they put something in a drink, bro. Something's
She
not right.
oh,
But
Wasn't he
these
there?
guys, yeah.
because ain't nobody drowning in no damn hotel jacuzzi.
One
Right.
foot
It's like
in
a garden tub.
in
It
the
wasn't even
tub.
like a garden tub.
Bruh.
I like heard no black woman drowning.
Right.
And so you know how long you gotta hold your head under water to drown in a garden tub?
Yeah, right. Because by the
Whitney ain't
time you dip your head in
her.
there, that water done drained out already.
Right.
Like,
Whitney was
you
there
know
when
what?
her up, and she was. It was the night of the Clive Davis party.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they kept
Yeah.
on partying like, oh well.
Kept partying, knowing this girl was upstairs dead, because they
Yeah.
just it was just gonna be way too much traffic for anybody to even notice she wasn't there. Wrong.
That's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, man. It's a danger. People want to be famous, but there's a price. My favorite of all time, and everybody knows it, when Dr. Dre first became, known for the fact that he was getting ready to do this, this merger some years ago. When that came to, the bottom line was, Jimmy Iovine told him, you're gonna have to lose something.
That's just crazy.
You're gonna have to lose something. This next phase of your life, you ain't never seen this, but you're gonna have to lose something. And days later, that man's son gets gunned down, like they killed his child. You know what I'm
Why?
saying?
So
Why
it's
is
like in
that
order for you to
important?
get to that next level, you gotta
You gotta lose something. You gotta
That's
lose
crazy,
something.
bro. That's crazy to me.
You gotta lose
But
something.
the concept, I don't get it.
Um, let's be very clear. You all just talked about the game, right? Y'all talked about how things are. You talked about how corrupt things are, right? But the reality of it is that that's exactly what it is. And unless you know how to play the game, you're gonna lose the game every time.
Yeah.
Now, one person in that movie, Straight Outta Compton, that I kind of had a good amount of respect for in his position and the way he played it was Ice Cube. He
All
saw
the
Jerry
time,
Heller
bro.
stealing from them,
All the time.
and when Ice Cube left and kept saying, nah, something ain't right, Eric Wright died,
Yeah.
and it was like something about this ain't right. But Jerry Heller was another one that was sent there to bring them black boys down, and he was stealing from them the whole
Whole
time.
time. Yep.
That's crazy.
Stealing from him. And Ice Cube knew it. But Dre and him was like, come on. So finally, when he got smart enough to look at the contract, he was like, yo, this nigga really is like, yo, he stealing from us. No, he's not. And, it's amazing how Eric Wright literally got up there and died after he realized what was going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
He
too late.
realized what was happening, and that's the kind of stuff that just makes me, it makes it crazy because you really get to a point where you really see how dramatic all of that was.
Yeah.
And they were just taking money from these kids, because these dudes was kids when they first started doing this crap,
Yeah.
and their biggest hit came from how they got treated in Torrance, California. They got put to the ground like some dogs face down, and they was like, no, we forget them niggas. And then we didn't know who they really were till that song. And after that, it was like, we know who they are now, but they just played the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's just really hard for people to really pay attention to that kind of stuff. And I just think you got to just really take things for what they are. This business is not for the faint at heart. If you going to be popular, you got to lose something.
Yeah.
That's why gospel music gets on my nerves. Because you know what gospel music says? Gospel music says in order for you to be popular, you got to lose something. You know what gospel has taught me? You got to lose integrity. Loyalty is out the window. We got a whole fraternity and sorority over here. If you're going to be in this, you got to sell this many albums. You got to turn around and be friends with these people and that person. You got to make sure that you always a part of this, a part of that. You always got to sacrifice something in gospel music only for them to turn around. And the moment you in trouble, they act like they don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Facts. That's true.
They act like they don't have no kind of information as to who you are. All they know is that you need why you need help, why you need to listen. Gospel is the one place that won't help you. I don't care what you say. They the one place that at least in the R&B world, they'll help you, but they want it back. Right? Yeah. In gospel, they're not gonna help you. They're not gonna do nothing for you.
Unless you're doing something for them.
And guess what? In the R&B world, you know what people doing. In the gospel world, they try to put God in front of you so he can cloak what they doing.
That's true.
They literally try to hide it. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can hate me all you want. I don't care. Y'all know I'm ready for a fight. Y'all know that. But the bottom line is that's how they are. They'll treat you like trash. And the sad part about it is that a lot of times people don't deserve that kind of treatment. They don't deserve that. But you sit up there, man, you sit up there and you put all kind of signs in front of people, and you're not a part of this situation. You're not a part of our society. You're not a part of the elite group. You're not a part of whatever. I would never say no names, but all I'm gonna tell you is this. The bottom line is I'm thankful for the career that I have, because I don't have to sit in one genre and bear these pains that a lot of people do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can leave long enough and go, oh, all right, well, I'm gonna go over here and play with some jazz artists now because y'all acting stupid. You know what I'm saying? And it just gets yeah, they trifling, they trash. You know what I'm saying? And I think one of the biggest things about this is that it gets to a point where you really start seeing that people are not what they say they are. Come on, lift your hands over. No, nigga, lift your hands. Right. Come on, let's be real with God. No, you tell the truth about yourself. Be honest. You know what I'm saying? They won't do that though. So that's the kind of stuff I'll be talking about, man. It's just this old dumb bull crap. But
you're right.
I just can't wait to eat some chicken tonight because I'm just I'm over it. I'm just over it. I'm over the whole thing. But I was I just feel like a lot of what's going on is crazy. Let's talk about this Tiffany Henyard girl for a minute. They just told me that she is now got to go to court in October because she's being evicted.
Get out of there. Are you serious?
Wait.
You done stole money from this whole county.
You stole money from and you behind in your rent? Wait a minute.
You know what that tells? You know what that tells us? Your butt should have stayed out of the country.
Right.
You should have never showed up. Why did you come back here? You came back to go to court to be evicted? You stole $3.9 million to come back so Cook County can go and evict you from a spot.
Wow.
I can see them seizing it, but having right to kick you out because you haven't paid the bill?
Yeah, that's nuts.
I'm not talking about somebody who's having a hard time paying their bill. You took money.
And still didn't pay your bill.
And didn't pay your bill. So you going to jail for not even taking care of yourself?
A whole millionaire. And
3.9 bones, bruh. And you got to go to court for failure to pay rent?
Good God.
Because she was spending it on Amazon.
True. True. Oh, God. Let that be a lesson to us black folk. When you are a millionaire, please don't spend all your money on Amazon.
Right.
It will catch up to you.
And even with that, if you stole money and you leave the country, keep your ass out the country.
Right.
Don't come back.
Don't come back.
You don't never steal that much money to where you think you ain't going to get caught when you come back. You do understand the more you steal, the more you got to go to jail, right?
Yeah.
So if you turn around and stole 3.9, I'd be an island sitting, never leaving joker. I promise you, man. I wouldn't even go nowhere near no plane.
They'll be
We
waiting.
going
for
to
you
another
at the
island?
airport.
You better put me on a boat or a jet ski or something. I ain't getting on no plane going nowhere. I got PTSD. I can't do it. I ain't doing it.
That's crazy.
She's being evicted. I'm like, listen, somebody who can't pay their bill, I get it, but you stole 3 point. I would have been like, yo, I got 3.9. My mortgage is something. Let me pay my mortgage for a year. Just let me, I don't know how long I got. You know what I'm saying? Let me just pay it for you. I can't.
I'm moving to Africa. That's just how it is.
Listen, the way this country is right now, when I tell you, Canada looking real good right now.
I tell you,
bruh, Canada look like the way to go right now. Here's the thing with Canada, they don't want us coming over there either.
Sure do.
We are just fine without y'all. We don't need y'all. We got enough Negroes.
Yeah, y'all too much attention right now.
Yeah, just y'all. Don't you come over here. Can you go right back over there? Don't you come over here? So, but yeah, it's crazy.
Evicted though.
Yeah. How did you get evicted from paying 3.4? You didn't even go buy a house like another house. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't even do that. You had a house and you didn't pay the note.
More money, more problems.
Listen, cocaine is a powerful drug.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Cocaine is
so is stupidity.
So listen, if you think education is expensive, try stupidness. You think education costs a lot? Try ignorance.
That is nuts, bro. Wow. Well,
what do you say to that? I don't even know how to come back from that.
Right.
No way.
All right. Bank of America is screwing with so many people right now. There are so many people looking at their account and seeing zero.
Yeah.
Which means even if it's a mistake, if you pay a bill with that card or your account and it says zero, you are not. Some people still paying rent right now. And they can't pay their rent right now.
I've never trusted America.
Right. Because the balance says zero.
Because it says zero. You can have 10 grand in there, but because your account says zero, you are going to have insufficient funds on everything.
Broke. Yep.
And I'm telling y'all, my grandmother told me years ago, she said, you don't never put all your money in a bank.
I learned that from my grandfather, bro. That's so
you don't you take a good wad of that money. Make sure you got enough in there to do what you need to do.
That's right.
But that other money, you take it and put it somewhere.
That's
and back in the day, they put it somewhere. They put it in the bank. Back in the day, they weren't even allowed to put their money in a bank. So they had to learn how to hide it.
Yep. They put it under the floor in a sock.
Man.
In a mattress.
That coffee can.
Yeah.
That got that rust and stuff on. You ain't used this can in 52 years. Why that can still sitting there? Because it got about 10 grand in it.
Right.
And it was I looked at her, I said, Grandma, what you mean? She said, I'm telling you, she came from the recession days. And she said a lot of people lost money because they didn't hold on to their money. She said, you take that money, but you sound pretty. You get on my goddamn nerves, man. The way that they're labeling the dollars now.
Ooh.
This is where everybody who's gonna be watching, I need y'all to hear. You can only hide your money but so much because the labels in the money are chipped. So that strip that's in that $100 bill, they ain't no sheet of paper.
Yeah.
So they actually have an infrared beam that can look down on your house and find your money. You're welcome. In the words of my dearly departed father, that's some bullshit. they could find your money. And I'm like, this is some
house with that beam.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
Yeah. And I said, the sad part about this is y'all are sitting up here and trying to make it look like it's reasonable to do this kind of stuff. But the reality of it is this is some straight bull crap.
But you see what they're doing, though. They're easily trying to get us to transfer from money to the chip.
To the chip, yeah.
The mark of the beast.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And guess what? In some cases, sis, I'm telling you, the way they labeling money now, they literally can find your money when you try to hide it. They can find it. You can hide it in the deepest realm of your house. All they got to do is use that special instrument. They're going to be like, oh, you got that $5 right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can find your money
there. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. You thought you was hiding it. No, you wasn't hiding it. No. We're hiding from you that we see.
Right.
You don't know we can see it, but we're hiding from you that it's legible. We see it. It's right there. Take that out your bra. What you doing? Right there.
That's weird, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, they had to do it some way, because even with the drug situation, listen, they didn't want to stop drugs because they were bad for kids and they're bad for people, and this is destroying families. You were mad because you couldn't tax it.
It's the truth.
True.
You couldn't tax the drugs. That's why you hated it. But when marijuana became legal, they said that's as much as y'all getting, because what we're not going to legalize is cocaine. You'll never get that.
Mm-hmm.
And cocaine is connected to Mexico. So, and I keep telling people, when you go to California, you're in Mexico. I want you to understand that.
Tijuana, right?
And I'm talking about San Dimas. I'm talking about San Bernardino. I'm talking about San Clemente. And who black named San Clemente? I'll wait. And San Juan. I don't know no niggas named Juan, and if their name is Juan, somebody in their family ain't black. They San Juan. You come from San something, but hell no, no. You know what I'm saying? But they literally, you have to get to a point where you're looking at this very thing and saying, that was a bad purchase of America. That was a bad purchase. All that where I was living at in LA, Fullerton, Anaheim, like I said, Santa Clemente, San Rafael, San Leandro, San what's the name of it? San Jose. All this stuff. That's Mexico.
Wow.
I didn't realize I lived in Mexico for 17 years and I ain't never gone back.
You ain't even know it.
Nope. I had to find out when I left. I was like, San, what? How many Sans? Wait a minute. San, yeah, come on over here to San Puente. Yeah,
San Diego.
That don't sound like San Diego in. San Diego. Yeah, man, you had to go up there and look at this crap, and I'm like, I live in Mexico. Because now here's the thing: when you buy the 5, if you take that all the way out, you get to you right there by Tijuana.
Yeah.
You just got to drive that dirt road for a couple of hours. That's Tijuana right there.
That big old Mexican flags.
Yes, sir. You be like, turn right back around. I ain't going over there. So Carnival has a boat that goes from Long Beach to Ensenada. And before you get to Ensenada, you go to Catalina Island, which is one of the most beautiful places you could ever go. And the people who own that are the Wrigley people from the Wrigley Gum and all that. They own that whole island over there. Wow. So beautiful. But then you go to Ensenada, that's Mexico. And when I tell you the eerie feeling that happens when you get off that boat, it is one of the most eeriest feeling. Bro, when I tell you I got off that boat, I walked over to this little courtyard area they got, and they had all these little kids out there, trying to sell drugs. Good. It was like, hey, we got aspirin, we got this, hey, we got Viagra. I'm like, what you doing with that?
Viagra? What?
Yeah.
Viagra.
Yeah, they selling Viagra. They selling all this stuff. And these little kids, they like 14, 15 years old. And I'm like, what? Then, I walked out. So in the courtyard is this alleyway, right? There's these 2 restaurants right there. So you walk through them. I looked up and there's a skeleton on a noose. like he hanging. I said, strike two. I'm gonna walk out this courtyard there. I see one more thing. I'm out of here, bro. I ain't fooling with these niggas. I go outside, and what does he say? What? Oh,
Yo, man.
let me go back. He don't make me lose my train of thought. But I turned around and I walked out the courtyard area to the main street. 3 vans full of niggas with nothing but assault rifles, all of them, just walking around with guns.
Where is this?
I said, hey, in Ensenada, Mexico. And I said, hey man, what time the boat leaving? Oh, we're not leaving for about another 8 hours. I said, cool. I'm getting on the boat. I'm not staying out here. Is everything okay? I was like, yeah, Guzman. They're not gonna bother you. But they sure gonna look at me and yeah, as soon as that big black guy go around the corner. Because listen, I could take on at least 5 of y'all, but when y'all pulling out guns, no, we can't fight that fight. Who gonna do that?
Shoot.
You're right.
They're assault rifles. No, we're not doing that. We definitely not doing that. So I'm in a cloud. Oh Lord. Brent, all right, just let us know, man. As long as you ain't dead. But I'm sorry, man. But yeah, they it was crazy. Like, you know, the way that we had to go about it, this guy, the way that we had to go about it, when I got back on the boat, I was like, I'm never coming off of here because it's so crazy how they think and the things that they do over there. And then when you get off the boat, you walk down to the courtyard, you look up in this mountain, there's this house that looks like 2 mansions merged together. Like the house is enormous, right? I said, what? Whose house is that up there? It was like, oh, you don't want to know.
Kingpin.
That's exactly what it was.
Yep.
And they said that guy controls the cops.
They're on his payroll.
So
let me
realize
go.
that when they did all that Fast and Furious stuff, you realize that was not far-fetched.
Not at all.
Ride along, all that stuff
Yeah.
really happened.
Yeah, it's happening.
And it happens in the States too.
And dude, that was right there by Long Beach. I'm telling you, it was right by Catalina Island, bro.
Yep.
It was right there. And I'm just sitting there looking around like, yo, y'all niggas, y'all on some straight monkey. It's like, this is crazy. Cause I don't know, man. That's why I be looking at it like, let's be clear about this. This is something serious because, you know, these guys, they run the world with that stuff, man.
For sure.
And ain't nothing you could do about it. So I got the hell up out of there. I was like, nah, I ain't getting off on no, we're not about to do that. Yeah, no, it's I'm telling you, you went outside and seen them 3 vans with them they all eating pineapple and smoking and laughing, but they just got straight, they not cops.
When you got the law on your side and you're doing that,
you're invincible.
Nothing you could do, bro.
No. I'm telling y'all, they all had gas and they was all just sitting. And when I walked out, I looked to the right, they was like, yeah. So we all just staring at each other. I'm like,
yeah, I'm gonna go the opposite way.
I'm gonna go over here. Because it's one of me, it's like 19 of y'all, you know, and ain't nobody that's out there without a gun. So yeah, so I ain't going back there, but you know, reality is it is what it is. So yeah. Let me ask y'all this. You're probably gonna laugh, but we're not gonna be on much longer tonight because yeah, I've been sick. So once I take this little medicine I got over here.
You ain't had the vid.
No.
Okay.
My sinuses do a number when this weather changes, and when Vegas weather changes, it changes. Because
Like
you'll be
a
like,
burn.
because you'll think it's real hot outside and it'll be burning up. You'll go back out there 15 minutes later and it's 60 degrees. Like it just it's doing something stupid. So my sinuses was like, you know. So, but I'm all right. But yeah, I think, boy. I think one of the biggest situations we have going on right now, I wanted to talk to y'all about it, and I know this is going to be a deep. I ain't trying to be super spiritual tonight, but if it goes and it goes that way, that's fine. Um,
Tracy, I'm mad. Both of us sat back at the same time, like, okay, here we go.
Right.
but I just want to say this. I learned
I
something
didn't
this
say good
week.
evening, by the way. Good evening, y'all.
Yeah, hey.
Sir.
I learned something this week, and it taught me a valuable lesson. And I'm pretty sure maybe you all have gone through something like this before. But I was told to be mindful of the fact that this week was going to be a week that I was going to learn who my real friends are.
Mm.
And when that happened, I never got fully in detail. But and I hope people that watch this later can really feel what I'm saying. But you will never, ever, ever be in a situation where you are around people that really don't show you who they really are until you stop and you look and you pay attention. People will be on their best behavior when you're looking at them.
True.
But when they don't think you're looking, they will be who they really are. And a lot of times I have found that, and I can say this about all of y'all on here, I didn't realize that I was as powerful I am till I started paying attention to how jealous people are. And when you pay attention to how jealous people are and you know that people hate you, Scott, I could tell that people don't like you and you mind your business every single time. And they don't have a reason not to like you, but they keep making up reasons to like you or dislike you. They keep making up stuff to try to make it look like you're the problem and you're the issue. And, you have it. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to definitely say it. I've had relationships with people for over 30 years. But when trouble came, they said to me, your family and friends will support you. But they weren't talking about them. I spent 30 years telling everybody we're relatives. We're family, not even relatives. We're family. And the moment that the true test of our familyhood was tested, you turned around and said that you're not.
Mm.
And I'm like, so what you're telling me is that I'm not in your heart like you're in mine.
That's true.
So you mean to tell me I've been over here singing your praises all these years only for you to have this opportunity to say that I'm the same to you, and you turned around and told me that I didn't? Okay. I didn't know. Duly noted. Thank you. Wasn't aware of that.
Mm.
Because what you end up finding out is that a lot of people will only call your name the way they do when it benefits them.
Yep.
But the moment that your name don't get them indoors that they want to go, and it's not that it's not that the door's not open, you just don't have access. It's not that the door is not open. So here's the problem. I think what happened was I tried to make you me.
Whoa. Whoa.
I think that's what happened. I tried to make you me. I tried to make you feel like you should get what I get. You should be, you should be able to do things I'm doing. And the truth was, no. That's why I always hear people say, you know what, in this next season of your life, you just really have to learn how to be by yourself. And I didn't realize how much it was until I had to be by myself. And I was like,
but Kev, truth be told, you were always by yourself.
That is true.
You can't really say I gotta learn this season. No, those people they were always who they are. And you thought that you was with them, but they really.
But they was here. Okay, here it is.
They were with you.
They were with me. I wasn't with them. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I can't tell you that there are a lot of people who became relevant because they shared the room with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
They shared the room with y'all.
Can I tell you how many times that there have been people that I know that I've been, again, same thing, from young age, like single digit age, that I've been connected to. And the stories that they concocted and put my name in that I was nowhere near, like had nothing to do with. And I'm getting phone calls saying, why are you saying? I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, what are you talking about? I wasn't even there. I don't even know the situation. So why is my name being put in the mix? But again, like you said before, that's when you find out who really has your back, because those that really know you will do all they can to shut that down.
That's true.
Those that just want to ride on the laurels of your name will then start feeding into the foolishness. And that's how you know who's really for you.
And sometimes they were looking for something.
Yes.
Say, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna. You have people like that, and I've dealt with that all of my life. People I thought that, like Kev said, were family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that they're gonna ride with me and all this other stuff, but in reality, it was like, no, I was just waiting for this one moment for Avery to mess up.
Right. And then I turned around and be like, I told you so.
I told you so. Right.
And this is what I'm going to think of you for the rest of my life. This right here, you messing up right here is what, not only that, I was looking for you to mess up, but the other thing is I was hoping you messed up.
Yeah, that part.
I was hoping that you dropped the ball right here. I was hoping you made my night when I turned around and you made a mistake right here, because the reality of it is that when I really think about who you are, guess what? If I know I'm going to be around you, I got to not be comfortable.
Right.
And you're a threat too. Who you really
I gotta not be comfortable. Absolutely. I gotta not be comfortable.
Even when you don't even realize your full potential, they do. That's why it's like, I gotta do something to mess them up.
But that's why they become your enemies. And I've always said this, and I don't know, I think I came up with it. I may not have, I don't know. But I've always said that your enemies get a glimpse of your victory before you do. That's why they become your enemies.
And that's why I always say the old adage: keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
And your enemies closer. And guess what? Your enemies ain't trying to hurt you as much as your friends are.
That's the truth. Lord knows that's the truth.
They're not trying to hurt you as much as your friends are. My sister said this, and it was so profound. She said, you know what? Learn how to live even if what they're saying is true. Learn how to live. Learn how to take it upon yourself to live, even if what they're saying is true. If you did what they're saying, live in it. I'm going to say his name because I just believe it. When all that stuff was happening with James Hall, and James Hall walked around Atlanta like, I don't know what y'all talking about.
Right.
He did not let not one person bother him. And what I noticed about it was it happened and it went away very fast.
That's right. He kept on.
You know why? He did not let it bother him. Even if the videos were true, even if we saw it, even if it's something that did happen, we saw it with our own eyes. He never let that crap bother him. He never let that stuff bother him. He never let it bother him. And so I just thought that I told him, I said, I want to tell you something. I want you to hear me and hear me well. He said, okay. I said, hey, man, when I tell you you inspiring me right now, you know what you teaching me right now? You teaching me that it don't matter what they say, how long they've been saying it, how long they've been putting it out there, how long they've been lying, how long they've been telling the truth, how long they've been adding stuff, how long they've been taking stuff away. It doesn't matter. You don't let them take you off your square. He looked at me and said, Kevin, if I could be honest with you, it was just my turn. It was just my turn. He said, what's going on with me is happening so much in this organization. It was just my turn. That's all. And the way he laid that out, and then the way he left me standing there was like, and after I'm done talking to you about it, I'm going to live some more. Because it don't bother me. It's bothering y'all. It's not bothering me.
but it bothered us because we really had his best interest at heart. We're friends.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
that's how, again, that's also how you know who really has your best interest at heart. Because
Exactly.
if it's, you can walk around and then not bother you. Like I said, it was bothering me that people were calling me and saying that my name was in something but I'm like, okay, so if my name was out there and you heard my name, what did you say back? And if they said, well, no, I told them, no, that's not your character, then I was like, okay, so I know who I have. But if you turn around and say, well, I didn't say nothing, then I really know who I have.
And then I know who I have.
I know who you are, and I can see who you are, and now I got to deal with you a different way.
Not only that, but your real friends aren't even gonna be there to listen to the foolishness. They're gonna shut it down immediately.
Exactly.
Hey man, I had a best friend named, his name was George Hilliard, but we called him, right? And we both went to Kennedy together. We were going to school for, but we went to Kennedy together, and we started high school together. We went to, we just best friends. And Tommy was in the gym room, and I'll never forget this. We were both 14 years old. Tommy was in the gym room, and this kid was talking about me. I had went to the bathroom. I came back. Tommy had his knee in the boy's neck.
Yep.
So I looked up, and when it cleared up, I got Tommy by his shirt. I'm like, yo, what happened? He was like, yo, he was saying something about you. I don't appreciate him talking about you like that. Like, for real, I don't appreciate him talking about you. And I said, well, what did he say? He was like, yo, he think he all of that, Tommy literally went off on what the boy said, and it wasn't so much what he said, it was just he was talking about his best friend.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's just how we were with each other. We were both lifting weights. But I don't even know why people bothered us, to be honest with you, because I'm like, if I saw me walking down the street, I'd be like, fucking with him. But they literally pissed him off, and I learned right then and there. You can't talk about me to Tommy, and you can't talk about Tommy to me. Now, we can talk about each other all day long, and that's what we did. We go off on each other in a minute. Chris Joe and I were like that. We were very much, but I knew what kind of friends I had. And what I found out, I learned very quickly that to have quality, you don't have to have quantity. So I didn't have 105 different friends. I only had one best friend, and everybody else was an associate.
Word.
We all hung together when it came to, going to school and doing all of that. But as far as a best friend was concerned, I only had one. I only needed one, But if somebody can call themselves your friend and literally sit and listen to people bash you and then come back to you and tell you what they said, you're not healthy for me either.
No.
Because you let them say it, you didn't stop them, and then you come and take your receptacle and dump all your trash in my receptacle.
And sometimes it's those people that actually be the ones to start the rumor.
That's true.
Listen, they started because at the end of the day, their cloak is we're friends, but the undercurrent of what they're doing is they're your enemies.
The whole
time. And I'm in a situation right now where things are going on one end of the situation. All of us are over on this side of the situation, and there's stuff from that situation that's being said about this side. And the truth is, this side doesn't have enough in the game to even be affected by what this side is saying, because this side been lying the whole time. So this side, when you operate in purity, when you know you ain't doing nothing wrong, that's another flex. That's a whole nother flex, because if I know I didn't do somebody wrong and I'm sitting over here, really what you're doing doesn't really affect me that much, because my makeup is I didn't do nothing wrong. That's you doing it.
Right.
And why should I have emotions about what you're doing when you could look over here and see I'm only trying to do the right thing over here, but you over here, you lie, you got to compound that lie. Now you got to lie on top of that. And before you know, I guarantee you, in a year, you're not even going to know where you started. I bet you any amount of money. You're not even going to know where you started. That wise man told me, if you tell the truth, you ain't got to remember what you said.
That's true.
That's it.
So I just think it was weird how we call ourselves, that's my friend. Nah, it's certain things that friends just don't do. And what I was saying was, how is it that I could be your family up until this point where you get to prove that just by me saying, hey, I have a need, or hey, listen, I need to talk to somebody, or hey, I need to. Now all of a sudden you got to question our family orientation, like for real.
I have a question.
Okay.
Did y'all talk about the Diddy mess already?
Yeah, we did that. We was on that for like an hour.
Yeah, but if you notice, even this whole conversation, even with that, those that were his friends, those that enjoyed going to be at these parties, those that knew what was going on, now all of a sudden they popping out saying, "Oh, I knew what was happening. I knew blah blah blah." Okay, so how much of a friend are you?
And guess what? You was part of it.
You would have told him, like I said to one of my former students one day when he came in my class, smelling like weed. Your slip is hanging. Your slip is hanging. I don't want anybody else to say anything to you. I'm gonna deal with you. So that way, when it does come public, you can say, "I did it. I messed up, but I made restitution, and we're good." Now you stuck out there on the island by yourself because everybody is now turning against you, saying they knew what was happening.
And they saying they knew what was happening because they don't want their names added to the list of niggas that they get ready to go question.
But remember that your name is still gonna be on the list somewhere because there's evidence that you were there. Because now videos turned over.
Bruh, when I tell you that list is about from Vegas to California, that's a 4.5 hour trip.
Listen, look how many people have just all of a sudden started resigning from positions. How many?
All these Tanya and I talked about that.
CEOs and
all these CEOs, everybody stepping down.
Pastors, musicians, artists.
Listen, I want to say this. I think gospel music needs to do one thing that it was supposed to do: watch as well as pray. Because just like they being exposed,
the industry of gospel needs to be purged.
Yeah, well, that's coming, and it's bad because it's the That's why with this tour that's out, I'm good.
You talking about that reunion joint?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good because I just it's touching. Yeah, it's touching who it's supposed to touch, but I think, and far be it from me to complain. I've touched on all kinds of music and I get it, but I remember when gospel music, you did it one or two ways. You either, I could talk about my mom. My mom cleaned up on Saturday mornings, right? And my mom would put on Luther Vandross, Earth, Wind and Fire, the OJs, Angela Bofield, the Commodores. She'll put them on while she cleaning.
Good music.
But I knew when it was Sunday though.
Sure did.
I knew when it was Sunday. I knew when it was Sunday morning, and I knew two things was going to happen. I'm going to Sunday school and I'm going to church.
Yep.
On Sunday there was two things that was going to happen. I was going to Sunday school and I was going to church. After that, whatever happened, happened. But I knew I was going to be at a certain level that we operated in. I think now I love all these people. I done played with everybody up there. I done hung out with them. I done played their music. I done been a part of their albums. So thankful. But I just want to get back to a day in gospel where it doesn't just touch your life and make you dance and do whatever, but it literally compels you to change how you think about your own life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If we can just go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say is going back to what you were saying about going to Sunday school and then going to church. It was also an expectancy. Like before I would go to Sunday school, I was always with my grandparents, and my grandparents, what's gonna happen. You're gonna end up getting ready for church, watching Bobby Jones on TV, and then you're gonna eat, and then you're gonna go to church. After church, we was listening to 1600. You heard preaching.
WWRL, that's right.
That's right. 1600. You heard preaching. You heard gospel music.
It's the spirit of New York.
And then we waited for the
10:30. Yep. 10:30, Doc. 10:30.
Yes, you heard it on
170 North Delphi Street. 170 Delphi Street.
Always highway. that it was Bible Way, the 261 Rochester Avenue. Knew that you listen to gospel music after you come from church. There's still gospel music playing at night. You heard "This Is Healing from Heaven." You heard all of this.
Oh my God, Jesus!
But now,
hey Tracy. Reverend Ike used to come on. You can't lose with the stuff I use.
That's right. That's right.
But now you listen to gospel music, you go in church, and then when you come back out, you hear R&B music.
Hold on, Avery. Hold on. Can I say this real quick? Hold on. I'm gonna let you finish.
Good.
I turned Instagram on. I had my Bluetooth on, right? And I had Instagram on. I really don't know what you want. You just I had it on, and I heard something where this drummer did a roll, and then I heard all these horns, and I heard all these whistles and stuff. I said, "Earth, Wind, and Fire got a new song. Oh my God, yo, please, y'all!" It was William Demps, and I said, "What is Earth, Wind, and Fire on stage?" Like, what?
See what I mean?
Had a song, and it was like, I can't win it, dun 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 dun. So what the fuck is this?
Right. You can't
Wait a
even
minute.
tell what
it was the lights. It was the way it was set. I'm telling y'all, I was in this room. The thing was in the bathroom, and I literally said, "Earth, Wind, and Fire got a new song out." Here's my point. And everyone, I'm gonna let you finish. I just don't understand. Like, it's just certain things I can't do in gospel because I just feel like it destroys what we all there for. You know? Now, I did a gospel album, I don't know how many years ago it was. And I put a song on there called It's Gonna Be All Right. And everybody knew what it was because I ain't gonna lie, I put Earth, Wind, and Fire in it. I sure did. I was like, to hell with what y'all think. But the meat of the song was not to confuse you.
Yeah.
And then when you heard the words, you was like, "Oh, okay, this gospel." But another cat went with Tommy Sims and did something on that same page, and he got like a whole He got like a whole bunch of like recognition for it or whatever. And it wasn't because the words were good, it was because the production was phenomenal and nobody what the words were saying. Because it sounded like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like it was just, and I was like, I ain't have a budget like that. You working with Tommy Sims, you got some money.
That's a fact.
Know, but it was big like, yo, like I don't have that situation. So that's why I said with this tour, I'm kind of like, I get it. Kurt Franklin been lifting weights. He got the sleeveless vest on, and he walking around his muscles out, and the tight
Prince heels.
Yeah, he got on these boots. And then I'm looking at like Marvin Sapp and the way he moving around and stuff. I'm like, I'm not judging. No. I'm just saying, like, you know,
Marvin Sapp is definitely not moving the way that Kurt Franklin is moving. But
no, not at all.
No, that's virtually impossible. I mean, it's naturally impossible. It's just not going to happen. I think if he did, it'll be a funeral that same night. They're gonna do the show and then they're gonna do a funeral.
Or a hole in the stage.
It's good to see.
Oh dang, Scott!
But it's most honestly, it's mostly
a hole in the stage.
I remember back.
Like Tracy said, "Hey."
I remember back in the day, like he was talking about with concerts in the '90s, bro. You know, even though it was a concert, the power of God moved.
It was worse,
and it wasn't even like entertaining. It was just I'm there to see them because I love the songs and blah 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 blah. Nowadays, it's all about entertainment. Ain't no power in that stuff. Let's be real.
Well, there is a power.
There is.
Come on, Tracy. Come on, Tracy. We didn't say what power it was.
Right. It's a ghost, but it ain't the Holy Ghost.
It's Casper.
And that's what I was gonna say. Right. But that's what I was gonna say. What Avery was talking about, even with listening to 1600 when we came out of church, even when we went to FM, when it was 107.5 and 98.7, when they would do gospel on Sunday, or 1190, after a certain time, it was like it was still gospel, but it gave an R&B feel. And my mother would be flipping stuff off and pop a CD in or put a cassette in because it was like, this don't sound right. This sounds too smooth jazz. Like, no, we're not doing that on Sunday. And I found myself, even as I was like in my teenage years when I started driving, I found myself doing the same thing. I was like, this ain't right. Even now, I would rather come out of church and turn the radio off.
Because you're drained anyway, first of all.
Exactly. And I need time to just focus on all that happened. And I'm tired of hearing music at that point. It's like, okay, Lord, you can talk to me now, or you don't have to say nothing. And I'm good in the stillness of the room.
But that's the point, bro. Like now, everything is music, 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 music. Back in the day, they mixed the music with the message, with the word, with the preaching. And we don't have that. People don't want to listen to preaching anymore. They rather just listen to all of this music. And honestly, I really feel like music is becoming a distraction because most of these let's be real, most of these gospel artists nowadays, they're not singing the words out of context. They're talking Bible and it's not even biblical. It's not the same.
Here's the reality. The reality is this. We looked at what Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak and Destiny's Child and all of them were doing, and we felt this is what we did. And I got something else to say, but I'm gonna say this. What we did was we told God that what he did ain't good enough.
Ain't good enough. Yep.
Yeah. We tell him that every day.
We told God that I know you ever notice how back in the day that the music was about God, today it's about you.
Yep.
Today, I am this. I am free. I am this. Now I was going to say this. Right. I was going to say this. But back in the day, there was a concert that happened. Tracy, I want you to hear this lineup. I want you to hear this lineup. I want you, Tracy, to hear this lineup. It was Myrna Summers, 1988. I will never forget this concert. If you were not saved after this concert, you were Satan.
You said Myrna Summers. That's enough to get you saved.
That's repentance right there.
Listen.
You said
it was Hell no.
She's also alive, by the way. But go ahead. I'm listening.
Yes, she is alive. We thank the Lord.
Yes, she is very good.
With her Glinda, the good witch of the North dresses.
But listen, her voice is back.
She's still.
Yeah, I thank God.
Her voice is back.
It went away.
She a little fast something. No, she a little fast something. She.
All right, go on, finish about
Dottie is Dottie, and that's all I'm gonna say. Brent know it. It was Myrna Summers. Listen, it was Myrna Summers, Timothy Wright, Lorraine Stansel, Ernie Davis, and Wilmington Chester.
Curtains.
Thomas Whitfield. Richard Smallwood, and Reverend Milton Brunson and the Thompson Community Singers.
That's too much power.
It was at the Friendship Baptist Church in Brooklyn, New York in October of 1988.
That's too much power in one room.
I said, now here's the funny part about this. I was sitting in the balcony, right? And when I tell you, they had all the lights off in the church except for where the pulpit was. So when you came in the church was dark, but up in the pulpit, tried to make it look like a stage.
Right.
Wow.
But here's the thing. There was so much power in that church. There was so much power in that church that when I tell you, you could see everybody. The lights were out and you could still see everybody as if the lights were on. And what was crazy about that concert, please hear me, y'all. What was crazy about that concert, that was the year that everybody had a hit. Everybody had a hit album. When that concert happened and they sang A Hymn had just come out. When they did that concert, Available to You had just come out.
Mm.
When they did that album, Wilmington Chester's Ride on King, that whole album where He's Prepared Me, that had just came out. Right?
Myrna Summers,
Myrna Summers, which she literally was on, but she had to go back and do On Cloudy Day and all of that. She had to do it.
Of course.
Timothy Figueroa was 11 years old.
Wow.
My mother got up there behind Timothy I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea. My mother got up there and said, "All right, young lady, sit down."
Ooh.
You know, no, and she wasn't being like that. She was like, "Now you got the kids together. Now let me
Right.
deal with these grown folks."
Adults. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And my mother did Great Is Our Faithfulness there, and then she ended up doing what's the name of the other song? Jesus Christ. Victory in Jesus. She started doing that. Milton Brunson was downstairs. They said because it was at the Friendship Baptist Church, so there's this whole big downstairs. They said Darius Brooks ran down there and said just like this, "Nigga, get up." And he said, "What? Get up." He said, "Who is that screaming up there? What is going on?" He said, "Nigga, get up." Milton Brunson came upstairs, and if you knew Milton Brunson, he was a big guy. He was huge.
Yeah.
That man walked around that corner. He was standing at the second door to the right. When you come in the church, there was these 4 doors. And because a lot of churches in Brooklyn used to be Jewish synagogues.
Yeah.
So they had that look. He walked through that door, and I saw Milton Brunson because I was shocked. Stephen Huff was standing there too. I was shocked.
Oh,
I was just sitting there with my eyes just like peeled.
right.
Milton Brunson was standing there. When he turned around, Scott, both sides of his lapel were completely drenched. He was standing there crying. He said, "I ain't never heard somebody sing with an organ and make me want to go to the altar like that." He was crying. And my mother don't need no music. My mother, she never sings she don't do that. She never sings with a band at all.
Organ
and that man was so messed up. I had never in my life seen a concert that powerful before. Now, I said all that to say this. Can I ask y'all a question? Can we do something like that now?
Heck no.
Can we? Yeah, we can.
With
Are
who?
we going to? Because the problem is we are
No, with who?
around.
Like who
People ain't
actually has the oil to do that? That's
Everybody that died, everybody I told you about is dead. Except Myrna Summers and my mother. Yeah, and Richard, that's it. But Milton and Thomas and Ernie and all of them, they're
done. And that was the thing. I remember a concert at William Patterson. It was my dad and his choir. It was Love Fellowship. It was the Williams brothers, and they closed with the Winans. And the Winans closed with Tomorrow because that song had just came out. That was a powerful concert, bro. It's just that's what I don't want to say this generation, but this is what the church is missing right now. They're missing the oil, bro.
That is the right word to use because it does generation. When we talk about the church, it's not talking about age. The generation of the church with the itching ears.
True.
Yeah.
I get that.
And now I think about people like John Rogers, who was a promoter in Bergen County here in Jersey. And I mean, John brought everybody and their mother in.
Los, you remember that, right? You remember that concert because me, you, James, I think Terrence went. It was a bunch of people at that church in New York. And that concert, man, golly.
Yeah, John brought he was bringing everybody in Jersey. He was bringing John P. Key. Timothy Wright was coming over. Hez came over. He had Donnie. He had a little bit of everybody. And those concerts, again, they always turned into revivals.
Always.
Because it was always about, especially whoever the headliner was. But I mean, I'll never forget the year that he brought Smallwood and Vision. That was actually probably the last concert that he did. We were at Bergen Academies over in Hackensack. And I mean, Richard was sick. When I say sick, I don't know what kind of cold he had, but dude was barely standing. He was like, I don't even feel well enough to play tonight. And John had rented a Steinway grand piano for him to play. He was like, I am so sorry, but I don't think I can play. He was like, but I'm going to stand here and I'm going to sing. And he did a full hour. I mean, sweating like crazy. And by the time he finished, he was like, we can't leave this room without offering somebody the hand of salvation, the call to salvation. He said, because at this point, the way the spirit is in here, he said, I was not supposed to be standing up on this stage. I was so sick, I could barely get out of bed at the hotel.
My dog is telling me he wants some food. Excuse me, y'all.
No problem. He was like, but there was a reason why
Our dog.
And the way I can't tell you, he was like, but the way the spirit has moved in this place, he said nobody should be leaving here safe. And 15 people came to the altar and got saved that night.
Wow.
Again, talking about that kind of power.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that was back in 2000. That I think that concert was like 2007 or 8. But now you got everybody vying for the stage, vying for the spotlight. I mean, like tonight here, I'm in Ohio, and at my uncle's church for leadership conference. And tonight I just pulled out. We did the Our God medley that Jonathan Nelson, recorded. Then we did All Hail the Power of Jesus' Name, the hymn, and the sermonic selection I did For the Rest of My Life. Now, anybody that knows that For the Rest of My Life is Fellowship Chicago from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent just redid it, instrumentation. Everybody tonight, when we got out of service, they were like, yo, some people were like, well, we've never heard that song before. I said the song's older than me. But the others that did know it, they were like, this is what we're missing. Now, I don't have a full choir. I got like 10 people up there singing, but they 10 people that can sing. And I told them when we had rehearsal last night, I said, listen, I don't need to have a choir of 150 people. I need 10 anointed people that can do what they do.
Just 10. Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you that shift that happened, because at first people were just sitting there and I was like, okay, y'all learning the word. So we're going to sing this a couple times. By the time we got to that Through the Storm, church was up. And I was like, our job, first of all, is to make it easier for the preacher when he gets up here to preach. That's number one.
That's right.
But number two, this man done did a whole 35-minute sermon. And people are still talking about y'all saying for the rest of my life, through the storm and the rain, through sickness and pain. For the rest of my life, I will serve him forevermore. I said, people are still talking about that. So this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about when it comes to us in music ministry. If we're really serious about this thing, it'll catch.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be real too, but back in the day, everything was it was more about the lyrics
for sure
than the music.
For sure.
Now it's the total opposite. It's more about the presentation of the music.
Well, because bottom line is, Avery, they want what sells and not what changes.
We're dealing with spiritually illiterate people.
So the bottom line is it's gotten to a point where if you don't sound like I said, gospel music had an identity. You know, we were strong when it came to piano and organ, and that's all you had.
Lord.
All you had.
And you know what their rhythm section was? If you look at the Claire Award singers and all of that, when that thing that Questlove did, the Harlem thing where all the black people was basically like a black Woodstock, and they never said nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I saw Walter Hawkins and all of them up there, and Edwin and all of them, I was like, they come from a heritage where they were not sidetracked by stuff.
Yep.
You know, they were focused. So I think a lot of times we lose focus on that. I haven't said much to it, but Tanya, what do you think about that? Because
wait, hold on 1 second before you jump in, Tanya. You just mentioned a song. When we get off of this, I want y'all to jump onto YouTube and look up Hawkins. They're singing "Come and Go with Me to My Father's House." They're on one of the variety shows. Edwin is sitting at a grand piano. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, that's over on the bongos, and Danny is on the organ.
Right.
Elaine Kelly is standing in front with a yellow dress on, big hair, and the singers are in the background. There's no drum set up there. They never lost rhythm. They never lost tempo. They never lost the song. Because again, it was like Avery said, back then it was about the text. What are the lyrics saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why even now with my choirs, before we start learning anything, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give y'all the lyrics. Now tell me what you got from this.
Boom. Yep.
What did you get from it? Okay, now that you
because you're not gonna be effective.
Nope. If it hasn't ministered to you first,
right,
it's not gonna minister to them.
Tanya, go ahead, because I
don't even know what the question was. Sorry.
Okay, cool. She didn't know what the question was.
We
were talking about. No, I am. We were talking about gospel music and how it's different from. Can I say this one thing too, really quick? Tanya, come in. Yeah, just I know I'm gonna say this and you get ready. The other thing is, y'all, let's into this. Tanya, get ready. Make sure you know what you're gonna say. Keep a pen right there. The funny thing is that have you noticed that when you go to a concert now, that gospel has started to look like the Travis Scott concerts and all that stuff. Because listen to this. Listen. When you're at these concerts, you have to look up at these people, right?
Come
Okay.
on.
Okay. Go to a symphony.
That's good.
Go to a symphony, and you will see that the symphony has to play up to the people.
Up to the people. Yep.
So in the gospel realm now, we're looking up at the artists. In the symphony, they're looking up at the people. So my question is, when you do stuff like that, what's happening? All right, now we get ready to do this real quick. Tanya, get ready. Don't lose your point. So
I'm getting scared.
in a symphony, when you're playing, because everything is acoustic, scientifically, the sound does not go out and it does not go down. The sound goes up.
Oh.
So when it is symphonic and you have to listen to all these acoustic instruments, you will not hear them from the floor. You'll hear them from the part of you basically hear them from the rafters.
Yep.
And guess what? The higher up you go in a theater, the better it sounds. The higher up, you know why? Because the way they have it set up, the way the walls are set up, is that actually it resonates more. So I'm sitting here going, okay, angels. Okay, all right, cherubims and all right, now I got it. But gospel music has said, this is what Bruno did, this is what Beyonce did, this is what Janelle did.
They're saying, if I be lifted up.
Right. They're saying it. But what you're not saying, what you're not saying, what you're not understanding is, if you be lifted up, okay, so we got to crucify you then.
Right.
Okay. If you
By
be
the way,
lifted,
that's another reason why I tell people to stop saying they're blessed and highly favored. Because Mary she was blessed and highly favored, but she had to watch her son die at the hands of somebody else. Be careful what you say.
Tanya, go ahead.
Well, I mean, what you just said, why would I come behind that?
It's easy. Go ahead.
But I have my little friend.
Oh, Jesus.
I have my little friend here. He wanted
that
to say
red doesn't represent the blood of Jesus.
It does not. It represents a heart attack. You don't need a.
It represents stroke.
You don't need a lot to flavor. You don't need a lot. Why you looking at me like that, Brent? Why you looking at me like that, Brent? Why? I thought you was on my side. Nationwide is on yours. Anyways, so
party now.
Now I kind of forgot because I got little man in here. But no, I grew up on. My mom did not do R&B. It was always gospel. Always. I listened to. So what was the name of the group that Richard Smallwood was a part of? It was like 5 people.
The Richard Smallwood Singers.
Richard Smallwood Singers.
Oh, Richard was what? Yeah, singers.
Okay, it was them. And mind you, it's a record. I mean, I was doing a record.
Oh, yes.
It was on Onyx Records. I know who it is. Go ahead.
Right, put it on the line. That's when my vision was great. Now I'm wearing glasses. Richard Smallwood Singers. I would watch the same VHS concerts over, like as if I'd never seen it before. Like I would watch Richard Smallwood. Didn't know Kevin was on the album. I don't know if you were in the video. Clark Sisters. I will watch. Not Clark Sisters, but I'm sorry, Karen Clark. I'm sorry. Watch her. Bomb and Gilead. That song. What's his name? John P. Keith for sure.
Yep.
Fred Hammond for sure. Like he had a couple of them. So it was like always a thing, right? And so what I feel now is that, like we're talking about the concerts now, which I particularly don't have an odd against it, but I do believe from what I'm seeing is so much more of entertainment. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, how the shift is going into more visual, right? We talked about that and how the visual has taken over the sound. And so now we don't care what it sounds like because the visual is being more attractive than the sound. And that's in just even and that's why some of that music that we listen to, that people are listening to, or that's out now, the Bootsies and the little this and the big that and whatever. Those people, whoever they are, I'm not gonna say Little John because Little John is
Little Baby.
little babies, and yeah, exactly, or the big babies and the middle babies and the infant babies and the embryo babies. All those people,
Not the embryo babies.
all those people are getting like these contracts. You're like, how are you doing this? And what's the girl name? The dirty girl. What's her name? We talked about her.
Sexy
Sexy
red.
red.
How I say dirty? I know who I'm talking about. Exactly. So I'm saying, like, how are they being able
She
to
looks
really
like a
take
knuckle.
over? Take over, because these visuals are taking over, right? And the visuals, and now we're so now we're looking at what we see, and now we're taking that and letting that be our thing, and now our ear is secondary.
Itchy.
And I think that's what's happening with gospel music now, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't seen a little bit. It looks a little corny. So whoever is on here who love the Clark sisters and whoever's on that tour, I'm sorry, but it looked real corny when they was trying to do like some kind of a dance.
Oh, the Jacksons thing. They was doing the victory thing. They was doing the Jacksons thing.
It was real corny. It was given real corny. You can't do that when you got the praise dancer sleeves. You can't do that.
But Ty, think about their promo. That whole promo video they did.
When they was walking. Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Somebody like Kurt, who's small and mighty, could probably pull that off. But you can't do that when you got dancers sleeve. You can't do that. When your sleeves are when you gotta go do, you can't do that. Like, it doesn't.
Wait a minute. He says small and mighty. He's over there. He is small and mighty.
So you basically just called him Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse, exactly.
Pretty much. I mean, I'm just being honest, and I love everybody on there, but you can't deny what it looked like.
I blame Hillsong.
And you know, Yolanda Adams, who's so beautiful, but she's like 10 feet tall, and she's doing the same thing. It don't look right. It don't look right. It just don't. It don't look. It looks. But listen, who am I? They're doing what they want to do. They want to make money. I would hope that giving God the glory was first. And I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying that's why I hope that's what it would be.
Can we go back to Yolanda singing
Through the Storm,
That was the Lord's, and that name, and in the midst of it all, and even when she did Victory for the movie Gospel, like, even that, it worked. It was different. It was funky, but lyrically it worked.
Through the Storm was my album, bro.
Yes. Oh God,
I'm trying to tell you,
dude.
She was cool when she was cool when she was with Ben, but she was a monster when she no. She was a monster when she was with Thomas, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Bro, I still got that first
album. She was a monster.
That first album when she first did the Battle.
I cry every time I hear "Restore Me." I kid you not.
But that Through the Storm takes me out.
But I think
she was getting beat up too.
Oh yeah. No!
You know, you always come with the darkness.
No, but she talks about that. She talks about that when she sang with the storm.
She loved though.
When she sang through the storm, it was coming because she was going through the
new video
storm.
she came out with the guy was doing that dance. He was doing that dance.
That's the song that she's singing now on the tour that nobody's getting with.
Yeah, shout out to Mervyn Warren. My God,
yes, sir.
Oh, jeez.
I told y'all, it's the shortest people that got the greatest. No, I keep telling y'all.
Hey, shut up.
That is 5 feet. Yeah, I told you I'm short. I'm taller than y'all, but I'm short. I mean,
you know what? Let me shut up.
Actually, you're taller than me. I'm 5'7".
I'm 5'4".
Me and you, we the same height, Avery.
Wait a minute. Look at Tracy. Tracy, he 5'4". I told you. Look at Tracy.
You see what mic I'm using?
Yeah, but
and Brent, and we saw it on the picture. Brent is taller than me. I told y'all that.
Yeah. But he's
taller than I am.
This is the thing too about like the whole lights
on the heel. Don't lie, right, Brent?
Yeah.
See, Brent had on a heel. I remember that. Y'all about the same height.
But this is the thing about the like lighting and the performance. Like, it can actually work if you're humble. I'm gonna tell you why. Years ago, I went to a Carmen concert.
Oh, God.
That's a whole other thing. Who was that?
No, he was an Italian.
Yeah.
Have you always been this crazy? Have you always been this crazy?
She has been.
But I went to a Carmen concert and it was very, very good. But at the end of that concert, you had so many people coming to the altar and giving their life to, and it was in an arena.
Carmen was gospel.
Carmen was okay. Carmen was gospel's Liberace.
For
But
sure.
you know who was
Oh, wow.
but you know who was black that took gospel to a whole nother realm back in the day, and that was a man called Ron
Manisi.
Canoli.
Ron Canoli.
I said Ron
Ron Canoli.
Yes.
I got
Ron
a better one for you,
Canoli.
Heather.
That's
And
a
then
good
Alvin
one.
Slaughter.
Alvin Slaughter.
Oh yeah.
Jackson.
Oh. I played on 2 of his albums. I got some of his money. He was phenomenal.
Alvin Slaughter. Listen,
Alvin
and the
Slaughter
stuff that
was
he did,
great.
both of them, the stuff that they did with Brooklyn Tabernacle would not be known if it had not been for the two of them doing
You
the
know
right.
who else? No. Alvin Slaughter was the man. But you know who else was dope? I loved Helen Baylor, man.
My Jesus, bro.
I loved
When I
Helen
tell you,
Baylor.
I had a praying grandmother.
See, people laughed at me when I mentioned her name. She may not have been like a singer like Karen Clark Sheard and all of them,
She
but
didn't
that
have to be.
woman was
She didn't have to be.
anointed.
They were already taken. We didn't need another one running up and down the wall. We
I
didn't
got a
need
better
it.
one for you. You know when she got saved, you know who really did her good work in gospel and turned a whole lot of people over to Christ? Candy Staten.
Yeah, Candy Staten was
Candy Burris.
No,
Candy
Candy Staten. Candy Staten,
Why you
bro.
call me
I
nigga?
can't even
Why you
talk
call
about.
me nigga?
I still listen to her album too.
Yes.
Did I
Make
say that?
Me
I'm
an
sorry.
Instrument,
You
Lord,
said
make
out
me an
loud.
instrument album.
Yes,
Yo, that Helen Baylor that Jason White and all of them did back in the day with Our God and Us, bro. When I tell you them dudes smashed that album, dog.
They sure did.
And
Is
you
it
know who
Smash
else?
or was it Holy Ghost filled?
No,
Oh, absolutely. Yes, it
Very
was.
much so.
Absolutely.
Very
Absolutely.
much so.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
it was articulate.
It was like they literally studied how they wanted to go,
Yep.
and they succeeded.
Yep.
It was so well. And that's what made me love LA. That's why I moved there, because I just felt like musically there was something happening that we had not had on the East Coast, because you know the East Coast is we punch you in your face with it.
You know,
but you got to look at this.
LA?
But you got hold on. You got to look at this. When you go to LA, they relaxing.
And they're doing
They on the
something else.
beach.
Too relaxed.
But they're doing something else in LA too. A lot of them were working in production with Disney.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it
Well,
changed
that's the good part.
Yeah.
Now Tanya's from there. I live there, and I'm gonna tell you what we know about it, Scott. And this is the God's honest truth. LA, and it's not the same LA now, not like it used to be. But LA is a spot when you first got there, you felt a shift change.
Absolutely.
But when you went to West Angeles, and I'm talking about the North Church, not that cathedral.
No, you talking about West
When
A.
you went to the
Patrick Henderson
when Patrick Henderson and all of them was there,
God.
I kept saying, I'm a little kid, but I feel like an adult when I'm listening to this music. Something is just it grew you up real fast.
I still blast those 3 Saints and Praise albums.
Saints and Praise was the joint, bro.
I blast
Saints
all
and
four.
Praise was the joint. But I promise you, it just had such a texture to it. And I ain't gonna lie, when Judy first came out, her crap was off the chain too. Just off the chain. But then when
go to her solo project.
Judy McAllister.
Let's
And
go.
now,
To
I
her
ain't gonna lie, I
Saints
do
and
like
Praise
Judy's
2.
music. I ain't gonna lie. I be
Saints and Praise 2, when we got introduced to her and she started that medley with
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then went into As the Deer.
But on that album, bro, I've never
pull that up.
I've never been the same listening to that version of This Is the Day, bro.
Dude, hallelujah.
Oh yeah.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah. Listen.
At halftime,
listen.
when they come in, they
Right. So what happened was in gospel, what we were used to in New York and in Jersey, we were used to things a certain way because everybody had their own culture in gospel music. Right. So you gotta think about this. When we were on the East, we had Timothy Wright, we had Benny Cummings, we had Willard and Edgar Meeks, we had Institutional, we had all that stuff. You gotta remember, on the West, they had Andre, they had Walter, they had Patrick, they had what's the other people's name? Danny Bell Hall. They had all them people over there. And Andre Thank you. Andre Crouch did 50 years ago what Kirk and them are trying to do right now.
That's true.
Let me tell
He
you
did it 50 years ago. Andre Crouch was the
There's
first
only
gospel
one person
artist.
that I can honestly say. There's only one person that I can honestly say matches the intellect and matches the artistry, if you will, especially when it comes to delivering his songs. That's D. Lawrence.
Well,
Donald,
you got to
Oh, that was
understand
another
something.
one. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, but you got to
He has
understand Donald.
studied Andre Crouch.
Donald studied Andre.
Yeah.
Donald studied Andre. I'm gonna say it one more time. Donald Lawrence studied, but you know now.
Andre is
I'm a
still the end all be all.
Listen. Hold on. Donald studied Andre. Yes, he did. But Kurt Carr embodied Andre.
Oh, for sure.
Don't get that twisted at
In
all.
what way? Let me shut up.
Nah, yeah.
No.
Donald studied Andre, but Kurt Carr, he put.
What's that about, Miss Sunny?
But yeah,
don't.
At the end of the,
but he embodied. Kurt Carr embodied. But I'm gonna tell you who else that people didn't give they just due to, and that was that doggone Ricky Grundy. They did not give that man his just due.
Why?
That's so
true.
why?
And I listen, we just buried him, but Quincy was another one. Quincy wrote so many songs for people. Ricky wrote so many songs for people, and people didn't realize it. When you listen to Call Him Up, we know Keith Pringle and Pentecostal Community Choir. But
right.
Ricky Grundy is the writer of that song.
Ricky Grundy wrote that song a long time ago.
Everybody was beasting off of Daryl Coley, and I was at a concert like, yo, I gotta meet Ricky Grundy, bro. That's just how it was.
Listen, Ricky Grundy made Daryl Coley. Let's be clear.
Can I give you another one? Can I give you another one that helped to make
clear,
a lot
y'all.
of choirs? Wilmington, Chester, and Pentecostal Community? A. Jeffrey LaValle.
Yeah.
Well, we knew that. Jeffrey LaValle made Keith Pringle too. Let's be honest about
That's
it.
what I said.
Let's tell the truth.
I mean,
let's tell the truth.
For him to write No Greater Love the night before the recording.
That song still slaps though, man.
Yo, how about I just
realized
realized watching the video
that's crazy
that there was one person that played the
that's
intro.
Jeffrey on the piano. He started playing the intro,
and then he
Ricky
switched it.
Yeah, and they switched. Yep. So Jeffrey did it right.
Ricky came up there looking like Superfly.
No, Ricky came up
with that red
like,
shirt on.
He came up looking like Cephas and Reese from The Living Color.
Three blind mice. Three blind mice.
They switched piano players and did not miss a beat. I was like,
because again,
bro, that then it went and then he got up and Ricky came over there talking about.
And he went and wrote that song the night before the recording.
But I'm telling y'all, that was what made me want to go to LA. I had to find out where did they get this stuff from.
I miss those days, bro.
Because it was like when I met Ricky Grundy and I played with Rick over in San Francisco, I told him, I said, you and that When the Music Stops album.
My God, today.
Him playing To Live
that
is
album,
Christ,
bro.
Hey, Tanya, Ricky Grundy is the reason why LA Mass was what they were too.
Absolutely.
And nobody would even
I
understand
heard,
it.
I heard of Ricky Grundy. I can't.
Can I tell you that LA Mass though is my favorite mass choir?
Is it?
My favorite mass choir. And I got a whole lot of mass choirs that I love.
Did you guys know that Mr. Brown? Is it Mr. Brown? Mr.
Yeah, Kirk Franklin.
No. What's the other guy named from the Pains? Mr. Payne?
Tamala Mann's husband.
Tamala Mann's husband.
That's David Mann. David Mann.
Not Mr. Brown. Not Mr. Brown.
Oh, you talking about Curtis? Yeah, he was a singer. He sung with them.
I didn't know that. So I went to one of my friend's birthday. She's actually the one who's Sonia Griffin. She does. That's when he blessed me.
He has a video out singing.
He does.
Yeah, and he was at the con. I said, "What is he doing here?" He's singing in the choir. His teeth was just so big.
I can't. But yeah, they that LA Mass, they had a difference. I mean, think about what they did with the Battle Hymn of the Republic.
It was cool. It was cool. It was cool.
It was beautiful.
I just put new batteries in here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm a horrible host. I'm a horrible host. I'm sorry. I'm a horrible host. I'm sorry.
Kevin
That
be having
song was
That whole
stimulus
beautiful.
for the
album what was
house.
it? I can't
Kevin
hold
be
back.
having
That was
I
the
can't hold
album.
back. Yeah.
I can't hold back, and then they did the other one with the Lord is Holy. Like,
I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
I
they
love.
did
I
King Jesus
but
isn't listening.
but check this out. But then I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Before I came to LA, I went to Oakland, California, brother. And let me tell you something about it over there. To see Edwin and Walter in the same
That's
church,
exactly what I was gonna
Oh
say.
yeah.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I did not know how to.
Kevin was starstruck.
Their harmonies, I'm like,
Right.
They are amazing.
oh, what?
Listen, if you go back and listen to
Apparently,
Edwin,
they were starstruck too because I became the musical director. So I guess we all was looking crazy.
right. But you go and listen to Edwin before the Hawkins family when he had the Hebrew boys. And they did
Oh,
that
they
when
were
we all get
bad.
to
They were
heaven.
bad. They were bad.
That when we all get to heaven, I'm like, you got guys singing in 5-part harmony. This is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
5-part harmony.
And then Richard turned around on his last album and redid it. He was like, well, I'm gonna have my own version of the Hebrew boys. And they did it just the way it was recorded. I'm like, yo, this is masterful.
I'm just, yeah,
I'm still stuck on. I know Edwin and Walter read music. I'm still stuck on the fact that Andre did not read a note till the day he died.
and that's why I say he is my end all be all when it comes to songwriting, bro.
He did not read a note.
I love Walter and Ed, bro. That dang Crouch.
When you
bro.
think about that in Crouch, like writing songs like "You Can Depend on Me,"
Oh, wait a minute.
and again the
Here's what.
harmony.
I'm glad I did this, Tracy. I'm gonna show you something. So we were doing soon and very soon. Long story
Oh, God,
short,
I hate when people mess that
we,
song up.
yeah, well, I messed it up right in front of Andre, but I'm gonna tell you how he sat me down.
I would
So
too.
I was sitting there. You know the part they get to. Should there be
Yeah.
any?
4, 5, 1, 3, 4.
No. Hold on, Scott. I see the manuscript right in front of you. He said, when I did this, should there be any rivers we must cross? Should there be? He said, son, can I show you something? I said, you talking to me? Yeah, Mr. Basement. I said,
Mr. Basement.
yeah. I said, okay, go ahead. He said, all right. So start the bridge over again. I said, okay. He said, should there be any? He said, that's not how it go. People that played it wrong. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. They just played it wrong. He said, you go to B, then you go to C sharp. Now you go back to F sharp.
3, 4.
And I said, I looked at Joe Wilson. I said, I ain't never played this shit like that.
See, that's that East Coast air, bro. That East Coast air be wrong.
I can't say that's no. That's not the East Coast ear.
But listen,
it's us always trying to make stuff different.
Here's the
That's
thing.
the truth.
What I'm saying is that for him to have told me that, I said one note can mess up everything.
Everything.
One note can fix things.
Yeah.
But one note can mess up everything.
Can I tell you another song that everybody messes up? And this is a Jersey. Now, this was written by a Jersey boy. It's a nationwide classic, but it's a Jersey song. Praise him. Donnie Harper, New Jersey Mass Choir. Jesus, Blessed Savior. It's supposed to go. He's worthy to be praised. It's supposed to go to 5. Everybody goes to that 2.
Yeah.
It's not a 2. Every time I'm like that. No. So it's 2, 3, 3, 2. What is that?
Who's asleep?
The dog.
He said Donnie Harper. I just went right to sleep.
No, who's asleep?
Kevin don't like him, bro.
He said Donnie Harper. I said,
I thought it was the dog.
Okay, I was like looking like.
Yeah, I always knew it was the 5.
Donnie Harper looks like one of the Whispers with a Jerry curl.
He do.
Back in the day, yeah.
They're
doing a reunion.
No, but I'm gonna tell you what. I had a high regard for him when he did that song. I'll Tell It. You remember that song? I'll Tell. I thought that was great. But I want to say this. Literally, what I've learned about gospel music now is that it's nothing like it used to be.
Nothing.
One thing that I know about gospel now is that they took hymns out of it, so we're lost at this point. I just want everybody to understand we're lost. So until we go back to hymns, what people don't know is hymns are educational because there are words in the hymns that we don't speak to this day, because what people don't realize is the hymns were actually derived and created during the Edwardian days. So you had to learn how to talk.
Yep.
You had to learn how to talk. You had to talk with a certain level of language, and the dialect was different. But now we talking like, they're not like us. They're not like we talking like that now.
Yep.
Because we don't have our own dialect.
There's no poetic license.
Yeah. But Brent, I want to know what you have to say about gospel
He
music.
looked at me strange earlier when I brought little man up. But hi, Brent.
Hello, Tanya.
I love you.
I love you more. What do I think about gospel music today? Well, I think it's trash. Next.
Oh, straight to it.
I concur.
Well, on that note, I think we do.
I can't deny it. Yeah.
I want y'all to know that Tracy Nibbler is one of the greatest female. Tracy, do you know Morgan Hunt? Do you know Morgan Hunt, the little light skinned girl that's like taking quartet music by storm right now? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That little girl is something else.
She's from Virginia.
That's what I thought. That's why I mentioned her name.
Mm-hmm.
She is.
I don't know her personally. I just converse with her kind of short over the internet, but I don't know her personally.
Yeah, she's.
Babe, remember that back in like 2000, I don't know, 19? I played the bass. Remember that?
Yeah, we were at Guitar Center years ago.
Do you remember that? I did.
And
this is
the song she learned. She did. That's what she was doing.
Like Anderson .Paak.
And that little.
That's what she was doing. That's what she was doing. But she did it like this at first. She was like,
wait. Don't talk about my flaws. I'll talk about yours.
No. You do. You talk about my flaws all the time. So here we go. She said,
"No, here we don't." No. Wait. You're doing too much. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because nobody talks about you bringing that 6-string bass up there with Frankie, and you should have been doing a 4. Nobody did that. Nobody said that. Nobody said anything about that. What I'm asking you is that don't talk about my flaws. Talk about my greatest accomplishments as I do you. Brent, do you have anything to say?
I think one of your greatest accomplishments is all that junk you're walking around in your damn trunk.
Back there?
Honey, that thing could raise the dead.
I don't know. Let me tell you something right now. I didn't know what to do with my junk when I saw you taking your junk and doing what you did.
It was a junky night. It was old junky night.
Well, what shall we say to these things?
I'll send it in the group chat. Don't worry.
Don't do that. You know, Terrence got an Android. He may not.
I was like, wait a minute.
Which bass is that, Kevin?
This is the TRB. Excuse me. No, it's not. This the MTV. I'm sorry.
MTV, yeah.
I think you should tune it. It's a little flat.
You know what? You keep saying that about that man. You know
sold one of your
bases.
bases
for that man, even though he also.
I'm selling the blue one. Yep, I'm selling the blue one because Tracy, you might want to look at that too.
Is it 5?
I have a question.
It's 6.
Oh no.
I have a question for all of you musicians. What do y'all think about Jacob Collier?
He's a freak of nature, is what he is.
Ooh.
Something wrong with him. And did y'all see the thing he just did with the Oakwood College?
With the choir.
Oh my God.
Right now, my favorite.
I know he was there, but that's all Jason Max Ferdinand's work.
That's Ferdinand. Yeah, that's Ferdinand all day. That's Ferdinand all day.
My favorite song with him right now is called Little Blue. That thing is anointed.
Little Blue is nice, but that doggone like a bridge over trouble with Tori.
Tori is a man. Tori, man.
She's a PK.
God, bro.
Right.
You guys, before we leave, let's do this. We'll do it in order. Let's do two truths and a lie, and then we have to decide who was lying and who was true. Can we do that before we leave? Why do I have so much energy? I've worked 11 hours.
It's the MSG.
Right.
I didn't have any energy today. Oh no! He fell. Where did he go? Oh shoot!
That crack, we try to tell you, put it down.
Whitney
That
told you it's
heroin.
whack.
He's back. He's all
Night
right.
Tracy.
Monique said, put it down, crackhead, put it down.
Right.
Put it down, crackhead. Put it down, crackhead.
That's what she said.
She did.
Monique Walker was the Whitney Houston of gospel.
She sure was.
Yeah.
Was she also on the crack?
No.
No.
She was singing a song called "Let the Glory."
No,
and
I
she told
know
everybody to put
the
glory.
song. I'm saying, was she also on crack? Is my question.
No.
Okay.
We were just talking vocally.
Are you displaced?
She looked on that video, because that was another video I watched, by the way.
He said you displaced.
Who, me?
Yeah. Are you displaced?
No, me, no.
Is she on? Was she on crack?
She looked like she was on.
No.
Oh, she's just very skanky.
I
No,
gotta go.
Her
she
hair
ain't
was a
skinny
little
no more.
sparse. It was sparse on that video.
That was the style back then. That was like early 90s.
You're right.
It was
no, there's no lie. There's no
it was
lie
a
there. You're
$15
absolutely
doobie wrap. That's what it was.
You're absolutely right.
Cut into the form of a bob.
You're right. You're right. Put it down, crackhead. Put it down, crackhead.
I love Monique Walker Williams.
Yeah.
Hero Walker.
Walker.
Walk.
Y'all stupid. I'm just sitting up here listening.
I don't know. I'm in a place on tonight, and I think I'm gonna go get me a 5 for $5.
Oh,
What's
Lord.
Okay.
that?
Wendy's.
Yeah.
No, you know McDonald's got one now.
Oh,
Deal.
The $5 bag. Yeah, I heard about that.
No.
Well, I tell you what we're gonna do, Tanya. Tanya, your game looks like it may not happen. Tracy has to go, but Tracy, if you can stay with us 3 more minutes, maybe
Okay.
even 2.
Tracy, give us 2 truths and a lie. And we'll
All
decide
right,
what
2
it
truths
is
and a lie.
we
Tracy
know.
gonna start it off. Brent going last.
I don't know what this is about. You gotta help me
Give
out.
us 2 truths and a lie about your life. Like,
So make
about
3
you.
statements.
And
One
we
of them is a
we
lie.
gotta
2
pick
of them
which
gotta be
one's a
true.
lie. Yeah, we pick which one's a lie.
Okay, 2 truths.
Well, you can't tell us what's just true and what's a lie.
Oh.
We're gonna figure it out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brent, go ahead, Brent. Tell us. And we'll come back to Tracy. If not,
I
you
said
can
Brent was last. No, let Scott go. Brent is last.
Sorry, Scott.
Brent is
Go ahead,
last.
Scott. My bad.
Oh Lord. I gotta think about stuff that y'all don't know that would be true. Good Lord.
Guess what, Scott? I don't know.
Okay. I've traveled to Spain. I've traveled to Spain.
That's true. Next one.
Wait, man.
Wait, not done yet.
Oh, sorry.
I've traveled to Spain. I filmed a movie in Toronto, Canada, and I've been married before.
Oh, well, I know it's a lie.
No, wait. Let me do it because you already know him. I'm gonna say married before.
That's the lie, yeah.
I win. Okay, go ahead, Avery. You yawning anyway.
I was coughing.
Oh, maybe that's that.
Ooh, God. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. I've traveled to Italy. I played for Donnie McClurkin, and oh God, and I played for Fred Hammond.
Okay, wait. What was the first one?
I traveled to Italy.
Why everybody picking Italy? But okay, Italy. You played
I
for
played
Fred
for
Hammond.
Donnie McClurkin, and I played for Fred Hammond.
I'm gonna go with Donnie. What you think? Y'all think Donnie?
Give up.
Yeah.
Babe.
I actually did.
No, I actually did play for Donnie McClurkin.
Donnie.
It was
Yeah.
during McDonald Fest.
You
Why
were too
was
young to play for Fred Hammond.
no, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
I never played for Fred Hammond. I wish I
I was
would.
going to say, yeah.
I would have loved that.
You didn't say you didn't have a W.
And I did go to Italy. I went to Italy 2 years ago.
Okay.
Tanya, you go. I know
All right.
yours though, but go ahead.
First of all, don't answer.
She loved MSG.
Truth.
Shut up. When I was younger, I thought that my Pink Panther was my boyfriend, little Pink Panther thing. I had a boyfriend. I was born with 12 fingers, and I got arrested for prostitution.
I don't think you got arrested for prostitution.
Sorry, y'all think that. Sorry, y'all think that. Sorry, y'all think that.
Shut up. First of all,
she got 13 fingers. I know.
I said 12 fingers. I didn't say 13. I said 12.
12.
What do y'all think it is? What do y'all think the lie is? Which one's the lie?
I don't think you got 12 fingers.
Can y'all remind me what I said?
I think it's the prostitution one.
I think she got 12 fingers, bro.
What was the other one I said?
That whole Pink Panther thing.
Oh, the Pink Panther.
I believe that.
Pink Panther, 12 fingers. What was the other one?
Prostitution.
Prostitution. I think the 12 fingers is the truth.
Well, let me see.
That's just one hand. What's the other?
I think the 12 fingers is a lie.
Let me tell y'all something. I didn't play the game right because they all was the truth.
Oh Lord!
I told she had 12 fingers.
I was born with 12 fingers.
See?
Look
at Tracy's face. Look at Tracy's face. Tracy is stunned.
That arrested remains to be seen.
Wait a minute. All I think about with the 12 fingers is Jim Carrey and Bruce Almighty.
Tracy said I can wake up a little later tomorrow because I need to understand everything. I was born with these extra, I don't know what you want to call. They were on my, I've got them surgically removed, but they were very small. They were like
little nubs.
Little nubs on the side, but you can kind of see my incision. I don't know where the camera. Okay, camera's right here. You can't really see, but I got them surgically removed. But I did have 12 fingers. They were considered fingers. I hated them because when I was younger, we had to hold hands. Oh my God, people be on the side going like this, like, what is that? Kids are very cruel.
So what was the lie?
I'm still getting over it today.
It was no lie.
Oh, there was a lie. She did say all of it was.
They were all true. I messed up on the
yeah, that last one remains to be seen.
That was one. Number two. What was the other one?
Oh God, are we still on these?
Shut up, babe. Pink Panther. I don't know why, but I really thought he was my boyfriend. And that's a whole other story. And we'll talk about offline on our after party. I won't even talk about that. Here. And
the
then
cartoon?
the other one. And then the other one was I was in college and one of my friends wanted to go over her boyfriend's house. So we go over her boyfriend's house. I get over there, he's like an old man. Okay, an old man. I'm like, okay, this is weird. I was living in Long Beach in California. He lived in like Orange County. Anyways, we get over there.
So you're not talking about Steve Martin. You're talking about the real Pink Panther.
The real Pink Panther.
No. I'm talking about a stuffed animal. I was young, guys. I was young.
In the words,
I'm going to go.
I don't think I would have told anybody that.
No.
I mean, I don't care. I'm an open book, and I don't really care. I mean, maybe not an open book, but I'm kind of an open book, whatever. But anyways, it's funny to me. I think the story is funny. But anyways,
why are we still on it? Why are we still on it?
We almost done. But the prostitution part was my friend
Tanya.
Okay. All right. Because I already know when Kevin calls me Tanya, my name is Tonya, then I gotta.
No, I was saying they got the prostitution thing. I think they figured that out already.
I didn't even talk about the prostitution. I didn't even finish that. I was in the.
I didn't know we were still talking about yours though.
Because
so let's go.
The bass, babe. You're playing the bass. You're doing the things that I taught you. It's okay. I love
Let's
you.
talk about the prostitution. First of all, I don't even like saying that.
Right, I feel a little convicted.
Yeah, I'm like, what you talking about? The
like to clear
movement of
my
the
name,
spirit and
Forgive me,
gospel
Lord.
music and all this. Now we talking about prostitution.
I
What
think
the
it's
hell?
funny. I just think it's funny.
Okay, go ahead.
My
Because we got to get
friend-
Brent to do it. Brent got to do
I
it.
was
Oh,
in-
Tracy
well,
ain't
you
do
know,
hers yet
Brent's
either.
gonna-
Yeah,
That's why Tracy. You see, Tracy's still here because we still got her engaged. She got to know. She said, "I can't roll the tape back. I got to know now." Anyways, long story short, my friend, I was in college. My friend, her boyfriend, she asked me to go with her to her boyfriend's house. We go over there, and I'm like, this man is like, if we're in our 20s, he's got to be 70. Like, who? This is not your boyfriend. You're obviously getting money from him. Anyway, so long story short, she was taking money from him. She ran out, left me in her house. I left because in his house. I left because I don't know this man. I left, and then I walked to a bus stop, and I got arrested for prostitution. And then what they said was because of her. And I said was, well, we thought your middle name was my middle name was a whole other name other than LaShawn, and they thought my middle name was LaShawn. I said that's not amazing. It was like, oh, okay, we're sorry, we have to let you go. So I wasn't really arrested.
Kevin, that bitch in the heat of the
was
night
taking
right now.
basically a long story short, she was taking checks and writing her name like in the checks and cashing them in her name. So she's not my friend anymore. So we are here where we are.
Kevin, your bass is given in the heat of the night.
In the heat of the night.
All right, okay? Tracy, you got one before Brent.
I got it.
I feel like Brent gonna make me pee on myself.
All right. I was born in Danville, Virginia.
Okay, babe, that's really loud. It's really loud, honey.
It's not loud.
Kevin.
It's not loud. Okay, so I was born in Virginia. I did not leave home until I was late 20s.
Okay.
And I have 6 kids.
Well, we know.
I don't believe you have 6 kids.
No, me either.
Tracy don't have no kids at all.
Right.
Here's another thing. Tracy don't want no damn kid.
I really did. I really
You did? Did you?
I did. I wanted 4 kids.
She wanted 4 kids.
Yes.
But Mercy said no.
Hush.
Did Mercy say no, or did he say no?
Right, and piano. Yep.
Listen, Tracy, I said, did Mercy say no, or did he say no?
Oh, Mercy.
Oh, okay.
Goodness.
They both said,
Right. Not today.
Who y'all say? Tracy? No.
No.
Right. My grandmother.
I gotta take my medicine.
The Lord ain't gonna do no child like that.
No.
Oh God.
No.
I know when I was
Kevin and
I know when I was
ahead.
born, my grandmother said, you know, when you were younger, you were such a cute little boy. What happened?
How's she gonna ask you? You know what evolved.
Who said that? Mama Stancil?
No, Elizabeth said that. No.
I'm sorry.
She said, you and your brothers, y'all was so just handsome little boys. What happened? Look at your son and then you tell us. We ain't far from him. All right. I've been to, that's, y'all don't know that. Let me not say that. I have, damn, Kev, you ain't good at this. I have been to Barcelona, Spain. I have played with Dionne Warwick. Pause.
Hmm.
And I have. Oh, I did. Okay, and I have shook hands with the Pope.
Good God.
I'm gonna go with the Pope. I'm gonna go with you.
I'm
Don't
gonna
even shake
go
his
with
hand.
Spain.
I'm gonna go with you. Don't even care about the Pope.
I'm gonna go with Dion.
I'm gonna go with Spain.
I wanted to go with Dion. I ain't gonna
Brent,
lie.
which one you going with?
Spain.
Okay, so y'all saying Spain is the lie?
Yeah.
I said Dion.
Okay, you said Dion. Tracy, what do you think?
I think Dion too.
Okay. Well, what was the other one I said? So I said Spain, and I said
Popey.
You shook
Oh,
hands
yeah.
with the
No,
Pope.
after that, but what was the other one?
You shook hands with the Pope.
What was the other one?
Shook hands with the Pope, playing for Dionne Warwick, and
Okay, well I
went
guess
to
the Pope is
Barcelona.
real because the other one that we can't
And I
remember
went
is
to.
the one.
Barcelona.
Oh yeah.
So it's well, that's Spain. I know I said
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Barcelona,
So
Dion, and
our
Pope.
lives now.
okay. So I've never shook hands with the Pope before.
Look at who.
But the reason why I said that was because I played with Dion at the Vatican with an 80-piece orchestra in front of the Pope, but I didn't shake his hand.
I knew you saw the Pope. Yeah, you was in the vicinity.
And that nigga was in a glass case doing this, watching us perform. I'm like, somebody gonna shoot his ass. I mean, somebody gonna let him have it.
Not that nigga. First of all, okay.
Yeah,
And then
shoot
Brent, you
that
gonna
nigga.
close us out. Please don't make me pee on myself. Please. I don't have the time.
Okay, mine.
You had enough time to think.
3.
Everyone is the truth. We get it. You did it all.
I've had relations with Diddy.
Oh shit! I mean, true.
I got turned out by a butch lesbian.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Wait.
Wait. You know you gotta be 2 truths and a lie.
Tracy,
Don't do what I did. 2 truths
And I have Anita Baker's cell phone number.
Oh my God. Let us go offline. We need to converse.
I'm scared to answer that question.
I'm gonna tell you my answer, and I'm gonna sit back and let y'all squirm and
we
figure it
should
out.
all come together. Don't worry about it.
No, sweetheart, I'm getting ready to do it right now. Hey, Brent. Hey, Brent.
Hey.
Can y'all
In the words of Nickelodeon,
listen.
Do y'all need to hear it again?
No, I know. I'm going to tell you.
Absolutely not. I can rewind it.
I'm gonna say it wasn't a butch lesbian.
I'm gonna say Diddy didn't do it. You didn't do it to Diddy. Did.
All right, enough.
Double Dare.
double dare.
Thank you, my love.
Double dare.
This is like Legends of the Hidden Temple.
I can't wait for Tracy to answer.
Wait, what was the options? It was Diddy. It was Anita Baker.
He got turned out by a butch lesbian. He has sex with Diddy,
that
and he
might
has
be a
Anita
thing.
Baker's phone number.
You do.
If you got her phone number, tell her to stop singing.
Tell her to show up to concerts.
Tell her to stop singing.
Tell her to stop canceling.
When she show up, she's drunk.
Send her a text.
Are we talking about Anita or Shaka?
Both
Are
of them.
we talking about Anita or the butch mama, baby mama?
I'll say the second one. I'll say the second.
I'm gonna say Diddy.
Yeah.
All right, we all said our say. Tracy, what do you think?
Hey, wait.
Anita Baker's phone number
on the hang up thing.
Yo, real quick, you know what I noticed about Tracy? Anytime she got that look on her face, her camera zooms in.
It does.
You see that, right? You see that
It'd
too?
be like this. Look, Avery.
See, it just did it.
Yo, her phone be like this. Dun, dun, dun. All right, Brent, what is it?
Well, Tracy didn't say nothing.
Tracy did her face did.
The lesbian thingy.
Okay.
So we could feel that that's a lie. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all
Put
think
your fingers on the cancel button.
Y'all think the lesbian is a lie? Okay. Well, the lie is I've never had relations with Diddy.
Boom!
Oh,
Any other questions?
all right. Well, on that note, we would
Get it,
like
get
to
it,
say
get it, get it,
tonight
get it,
that
get it, get
we
it, get it.
cannot let
Diddy didn't do it.
Tanya,
That time.
Tanya.
Honey, I'm right here, honey. I'm right
For
here.
real? Okay. All
I'm
right.
right here. I'm so innocent.
You had a good time. We would like to say to everybody tonight that we are very gracious that everybody joined us here on the Good Samaritan Show. We do not disclose or ensue that anything we said is a lie. It is all the truth. Therefore, we hereby henceforth
true
now
or
and
not.
forever say,
Allegedly.
God damn.
Damn.
Brother Brent, is there anything you would like to say before we hereby leave this place today?
Nothing.
Look at Tracy. That camera doing it again, Tracy.
See, I told
It
you.
is.
Zoom.
Tracy was out 20 minutes ago. She is.
All
she is
Tracy
safe.
needs in the background is dum dum dum.
I told you. That's what I'm telling you. Watch. I said that's what I was doing. Brother Brent, it's your turn, Doc.
I ain't got nothing else, but I will say, if you haven't tried a dyke, I think you should.
I'm gonna go home. I'm going home.
You are
I
home.
mean,
What are you talking
okay,
about?
man. Okay. I'm going.
Said it. The people in the back didn't hear you.
If you have not tried a dyke, I think you should.
Can you tell us why? Can you tell us why?
Baby, what?
There are no limits,
No boundaries.
no boundaries.
Oh no!
No increase?
all
Is there an
around you.
increase?
I mean,
Is it all around you?
it is all around and in me.
Oh. Look at Tracy.
Look at Tracy's face.
Dum dum dum.
Tracy's face.
Brent, we want to
Face,
thank you for
Tracy.
tonight. Tracy, you look so confused.
I am.
I'm a box full of tricks. Okay,
Uh-oh.
that's
Okay.
all.
Yeah, that's
Do we know what that incurs? Like within?
No.
Do we know?
Oh yeah. You may think
Uh-oh.
of me as one way, but there are
Mm-hmm.
multiple layers to me.
He
That's all
got
I'm
a whole child, y'all. I'm just saying, sperm went somewhere.
saying. It wasn't in the toilet.
And it wasn't in the toilet. It wasn't on the bed. It went in something.
Yo, what is going on here, Jesus?
I don't know. I really don't know. I really.
There's an
That's
end
amazing.
button somewhere you might want to.
Create.
I can't find it. It won't work.
Get up, Jesus.
And Tracy's
He's on the
freaky,
way
but she
to the
had to be here
waves.
for this part. But Tracy's freaky.
All right, Brent. Well, if that's all you got to say, then we're going to leave. And on that note, we just want everybody to know that
In the words of a gospel pedophile, after you've done all you can.
Oh,